All right, everybody, welcome back to Drop Dice. So we are back for the second half of today's doubleheader. This is going to be Star Wars: Force and Destiny mainly, but we are using all of the books for Fantasy Flight Star Wars. This will be our first little endeavor into Star Wars, and at least live, anyways. We've played it once before, but that was like way back when Edge first came out. So we're going to be rusty and terrible for a little while, but we'll figure it out, and you guys can come along for the journey. Let's go down the line here, starting with Brennan. You want to introduce who you are and what you are playing? Since this is Star Wars, I have to ask what.
Yep. I am Brendan. You might recognize me from Chris's L5R game as, the rest of us. This time around, I am playing an ace pilot for the Resistance named Nim. He is a Chadra fan, little bat people.
He's a little bat.
It's true. All right. Next is Jeremy.
Me? Oh, yeah. Sorry about the not having an overlay like the rest of them. I'm apparently not as cool as they are, but
It's technical issues. It caused us all problems to start the broadcast late and everything.
yeah. So name's Dayton. I am a seeker, so I'm partially force sensitive, but otherwise I stick to being like a bounty hunter, and I am the better half of a set of brothers.
Perfect. Now for the other half of brothers there.
Hi, I'm playing Tiernan. I am the actual better half of the brothers. I am playing a Sentinel, human Sentinel that is, and like he said before, we're bounty hunters. I keep my brother on the straight and narrow while my brother makes sure that I do not starve.
Perfect. And Tom, you want to go next?
Alright, I'm Tom. I'll be playing Kovacs, who is a Zeltron tactician. Zeltrons, otherwise known as the sexy humans of the Star Wars universe.
You mean Lando Calrissian?
Yes.
They're the green women.
Well,
of
yes,
Star Wars.
basically. Except they're purplish. This character is yellow, but whatever. Anyway, so he's something of an accidental rebel commander. Some things happened, and he wound up getting sort of press gang in the Alliance military, and now he's afraid to leave or he'll be shot.
All right, perfect. So I did want to mention that the chat is live for this one, so if you guys wanted to participate in the chat, I'll throw it inside our group chat inside here. Once people start putting stuff inside there. Occasionally events like this, the chat will have interactions, and you guys can interact with them all you want. So for everybody who is watching, which right now we're at 4 of you, thanks for tuning in and joining us on this one. I think we're going to go ahead and start with a crawl, which I'm hoping will display in a good enough fashion for everyone. I'm going to highlight myself here in a second, and we will...
Do we have music for the crawl?
I do not, unfortunately.
Do you want me to just comment?
I was going to say, you can all you want. If I run it through XSplit, it doesn't pick up my... It doesn't do a virtual microphone, so I can't do the audio through it, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate.
Yep. So let's go ahead and do the crawl.
Bala, 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 da, 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 da.
Shadows of the New Republic, Episode 1, Recovered Assets. It is a dark time for all in the galaxy. The once stalemate between the First Order and the New Republic has recently boiled over. Although their superior weapon was destroyed, the First Order has rallied behind the actions of those lost at the Starkiller Base. The First Order have emerged with a new fleet of pushing the borders and claiming planets for Supreme Leader Snoke. The Resistance has grown as well in the aftermath. New planets rally to their side. Rumors have surfaced that new Jedi have been discovered, while Luke Skywalker's location is still unknown. General Leia Organa has selected a young group of Resistance members for a mission to recover a rumored relic of the Old Republic. Their mission takes them to the forgotten planet of Ruusan. The tides of change are shifting, and none will be unaffected.
Da-da-da! Da-da-da! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
All right, perfect. And for anybody who's interested in getting a crawl of their own, I did include in the description the link to my crawl, which you can just edit and make your own crawl for your own games.
Woo, our own stuff!
Yeah.
Now, the important question is, what is the ship that enters the first frame of the movie now?
Obviously, a Super Star Destroyer.
Absolutely. So the first ship that's actually going to come in and kind of like a sweeping motion to cut across is actually a YT-1930. The planet that you see in front of you is actually a kind of a dark green color, and that's Ruusan. You guys have already been dispatched by Leia and have your orders to go there. You've been given some coordinates and a brief idea of where you should be landing. From there, part of the reason that this team in particular was selected is that the Sentinel at least is well versed in understands that he is force sensitive, even if he's not the most practiced. Leia believes that his force sensitivity may help to guide you to your ultimate target, because this old artifact she believes to have some sort of connection with the Jedi temple before the execution of Order 66. The YT-1930 will come in kind of a grazing, swooping fashion, and then it will kind of let off its little retrojets and settle into its a nested spot on a landing platform that's been lit up. Ruusan is mostly a jungle planet, and there's a lot of ruins, but there are some like settler camps. What you guys have pulled into is one of these settler camps because it's the easiest place to land a larger ship like your own. The atmosphere is completely breathable, so you don't need to worry about that.
Oh, good. I always worry about that one.
Yep, and once you guys have settled in, you'll actually be greeted by a droid on the landing pad. Once you guys leave the ship, of course.
Who's the pilot?
It's the bat.
Me. Nim.
Nim.
That could have been. Oh, look at the bat. You know, that could have been slightly smoother.
Duly noted.
Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Squeak, squeak,
No
squeak.
one understands you. Face.
I'm sorry. I'll try better next time.
No one understands your squeaks.
Hey, he's just gonna look confused over to the others.
Hey man, if you learned how to not squeak, we wouldn't have to worry about this.
Speaking of which, who would normally take a co-pilot position with Nim?
Probably me.
Okay, Kovacs, you understand Nim.
All right, good. That makes this way better because I would have also, but I was wondering, would you be the co-pilot or would I be the co-pilot? Because it makes it better if I'm not. Because now I can do stuff like shut up, bat.
Like,
I'm okay
before-
with me and Kovacs having known each other for a while, and he knows how to speak Chodrafan or whatever the language is. That's cool.
Chadrafan, yeah.
Chodra,
Yes.
From a somewhat meta standpoint, I'm eventually like gonna start taking things out of the squad commander tree so I can yell at him next door so he can do stuff. So it probably makes sense that I'll get acquainted with the pilot.
Perfect. So yeah, you'll actually understand Chadrafan.
All right. Okay. So, don't worry. I think you did a fine job. He says, patting Nim. These two just are
Bounty hunters.
sure.
Well,
Sounds exciting.
we hunt bounties. That's a very, very simple profession.
Ah, yes, and fill with the kind of quality of people that you expect from, well, going to the dankest places in the universe and then sloshing through them.
It works for me.
Like I said, it sounds exciting.
Until someone finds Master Skywalker, it's what I've got to do.
Still can't believe we're on
Yeah,
such a mission.
I told you, he's not real.
Yes. Anyway, you said a robot was here to greet us?
Yes. Once you exit the lift ramp, there's actually a protocol droid at the end of the row. He's carrying a data slate, and he's kind of looking over your ship, and he nods to himself, and he clicks a couple of things on the data slate, and he moves down a little bit, looks up the ship again, notates a few more things.
You done checking us over yet, or are you just gonna let us go?
Ah, yes. Please. Please. It kind of starts waving you over.
Okay. I don't know about anybody else. I walk over.
I'll walk over.
Same.
My name is C937, Human Protocol Droid. Hold on, let me beat up my dog real quick. Okay.
I choose to believe Pixar, it didn't happen.
I know dogs. It did happen.
When I say beat up, I just mean yell at him and
Oh.
tell him to stop.
Don't worry. We understand.
So yeah, he's notated, and he'll introduce himself.
So anything wrong with our landing?
No, sir, not at all. But to use the spaceport, there are certain fees that are associated with it, and he'll hand you a data slate.
I'll take it. I'll take it, and I'll look at the fees. How much?
It's very minimum fees. It's about 20 credits worth, which is not bad at all per day. And that'll include servicing your ship, making sure you're properly refueled before you go, taking care of any sort of minor blemishes and repair work that needs to be done, like refilling your wiper fluid, that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
Who?
What did you say our party kitty was? 15, no, 12 something? 1250?
I believe I gave you 1250 was the deal.
Chris. Can I underworld intelligence check? Who would have the most underworld pull in this spaceport? Is my question.
I'm sorry, here we go. These are the numbers that you guys need to know right now, which is your group duty is resource acquisition, which is what you're doing right now, and that's at 50. You have a party kitty, which is $4,000 or 4,500 credits. You're looking for underworld who might have the most pull in this area?
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm going to say that that's a difficulty of 2 because Ruusan's a little out of the way.
Did my dice pop
Yep.
for everybody? There it goes.
Yeah, they showed up. So let's see here.
I have, so for the audience, normally, apparently, Underworlds or Street Smarts, I have Street Smarts, which removes a negative, the black die from my Street Smarts check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's part of your specialization.
Which I didn't give you any black dice, though. So.
No, I normally would have rolled one with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's Underworld, so technically you do have one. Okay, so you have, let's see here.
So if I'm not mistaken, because I'm colorblind, I rolled a diamond die and a hexagon.
Yep.
Did you roll on your screen, or did you roll with your phone, or did you roll on the screen?
Screen.
Okay.
You should see my dice results on
Yeah,
my picture.
I've got it. I'm just asking because I know that some people have the phone app, some people are using the roller. So you have a success, an advantage, and a triumph. So what that basically is going to do for you is that you are going to succeed in finding out who would be the local crime person here. For an advantage, you can kind of suggest what you want to be your advantage, or I can give you an idea. Since this is our first roll, I'll give you an idea. What I'm thinking is with your advantage, you perhaps have a contact with the local crime lord.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go for.
And then a triumph counts as both an advantage and a success. So what I could say is, using the advantage portion of the triumph, maybe your contact is more reliable. It's not just a guy that you have to pay an exorbitant amount of money to make contact with.
Yeah.
Like this is somebody that you're a little bit more on friendlier terms with.
Okay. So I'm going to look at this. I'm going to look at this droid, and I'm going to tell him, listen, we have a meeting. I need a name.
Barrett Tor.
Are you just naming it Barrett Tor and that's done?
Mm-hmm. That's his name.
Barrett Tor. All right. You don't want us to pay this fee.
The droid kind of looks around. It says, I understand. Please let Lord Tor know that the ship harbor thanks him for his continued business. And then he will delete all the information off of the data slate about your ship.
Wow, that's really nice of him.
Thank you. I'll make sure that he's aware. And I'll look at my brother.
What?
Paying people.
I was gonna pay. I like to know them. I like to know expenses.
What's the matter, Kovacs?
You just run into something like that. I actually like to think about things a little bit more.
Yeah. Kovacs has a small smirk, and he pats you on the shoulder. I can tell we're going to be fast friends.
Okay.
Look.
Let us continue on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your contact, by the way, is named Finn Starburn.
Finn
Starburns.
Nice. Before we leave, I'm going to find the maintenance droids or whatever's going to look over my ship, and I give them a very specific set of instructions on how to handle it.
The droids that are here, they've got a couple R2 units and some human protocol droids as well. You can leave your instructions with any of them. They all can translate what you say. Chadra are actually pretty common pilots inside the universe.
And squeaks pretty much translate to beeps.
So after a little bit of you giving instructions, they pretty much tell you that if you want any heavy repair work done, which you don't have any, that it will cost money. Right now, the repairs that you have, like you have stuff like re-entry burns that they're going to clean off your ship and stuff like that. That's not really anything major. And they'll get to you before they make any repairs without your permission if they find anything that's wrong, is what they basically tell you.
Mm-hmm. I'm basically telling them what brand of wax to put on, that kind of crap.
Mm-hmm.
Look, she only takes diesel.
Sir, we haven't used that in thousands of years. Diesel!
So, sorry, I had to get that out of the way real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you guys leave the little dock here, it opens up into a kind of a research colony. There's different buildings that are around, but they're kind of the makeshift survival tent, like the rigid survival tents.
Yeah.
Ruusan itself is a pretty humid planet. It's like jungle. It's kind of the best way to describe it. There's a lot of like hills and mountains and stuff like that as well. And as you travel through, you guys are going to notice like things like there's a lot of damn insects on this planet, things like that. But the information that you've been given by Leia is that once you get inside the area, that you may have to find out by asking around. But supposedly there was a great find with some different Old Republic artifacts and she's looking for anything that might be of use to the rebellion to aid in their efforts.
Are we anywhere near an ocean?
No, not really where you are, but there is some river systems around.
Okay, that's good.
Look, if we need some water, we can get a canteen.
No, Chadrafen are terrified of water because their planet is like mostly oceans, and they have horrible tsunamis that kill a very large number of them.
Hmm.
Bats. Motherfucking bats.
Okay. So how do you want to go about your business here?
I mean, is our contact already waiting for us?
You weren't sent with a contact in mind. Ruusan is such an off the charts kind of planet that Leia didn't have a contact for you. The only contact that anybody does have currently is Finn Starburn, which is a crime contact if Murdoch's character Tiernan wants to bring that up.
I already just mentioned in game that we had business here with Finn, so
Well,
we
you
were
had
heading.
mentioned that you had business with Barrett Tor, the local crime boss.
So I'm just going to say, so our goal here is to allow for a new supply chain for the Resistance.
Assuming there's enough here that warrants a supply chain, yes.
Let us head to my friend Finn.
Lead on.
Okay. So the best way to get in contact with anybody on a planet when you've just arrived is to simply call their comm link and then establish a point to meet up. When you call for Finn, Finn will answer. He has kind of a spacer look to him. He's got like a short cropped leather jacket that he wears, and he comes up on the holo screen. And he sees you and he says, Tiernan, what can I help with? Always a pleasure.
Always, always. Listen, brother, I need to get a lot of supplies, and I'm hoping your boss can help. Maybe there's some profit in it for you too, if you're the one to bring him such a deal.
A lot of supplies?
Like a whole resistance worth.
This channel isn't safe. I tell you what. Meet me at Research Camp R79. There's a cantina inside of it. Well, cantina's a kind of a flex word. Keep that in mind when you see this thing. It's basically a tent where they serve alcohol. Just
I'll
meet
be
me
on
there.
my guard then.
Just meet me there. I know the owner. He'll shut things down for us.
I have a few friends that may want in on the meeting. Don't worry, they're cool.
Okay.
All right. I'll put away my comm link, make sure it's off, and I'll go. It looks like we have a meeting.
Excellent. Love it when things go smooth.
They should always go smooth. Do your normal meetings not go smooth?
Well, not due to fault of my own, of course. It's just Lady Luck sometimes has a fickle sense of humor.
There's no such thing as luck, only the Force. He looks at you just flatly.
Hey man, I've tried my luck. Force times.
I've got a lot of force then. Wow.
No, you've got a lot of luck.
I just want to kick the Chandra fan every time he squeaks at me.
No.
That's
No,
in
that-
game. That is in game. I just want to kick the Chandra fan every time he squeaks at me.
He didn't insult me, did he?
No, he's saying he agrees with you.
I hate you.
That's okay. We'll be friends.
Can Nim understand everyone else?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. It's like,
It's Chewbacca. Think about it this way.
he says
Chewbacca
no
can
hard
understand.
feelings.
So with that, we cut scenes over to the over to the cantina, or at least what these people are calling a cantina. Like I said, it's more of a rigid hut that they're serving alcohol from, and it's not like a wide assorted selection of alcohol. It's like some hooch that this guy is making
pretty much
himself.
Whatever it takes to get drunk here.
Yep. It's some hooch made from like random plants from the planet. It is not the best smelling stuff, but it does the job. When you get there, you see Finn outside. Got his hands inside his jacket pockets, and he's just kind of looking around, not really doing anything. And there's a Gamorrean guard in front of the tent.
I'll walk up to Finn, and I'm gonna try to pick his pocket.
Okay. Finn's a pretty experienced thief. To pick his pocket, it's going to be, let's see here. I forget what the skill is appropriate for this one.
Skullduggery.
Skullduggery, there we go. This is what happens when you learn too many systems. It's going to be a hard one, so it's going to be 3 purple dice.
I don't know what that
means. If you want to make it to where the Gamorrean doesn't see you, then you're going to take a setback to avoid the Gamorrean.
In other words, the dice you rolled, Murdoch, we'll roll them again, but with purple dice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You assemble the pool first, and then you roll.
Okay. There you go.
You get all of your stuff, 3 purples and one black if you want to avoid the Gamorrean. Okay. So let's see, what do you have here? Ooh, that is not friendly.
I mean, he technically did it.
You succeed in picking his pocket, but the Gamorrean totally sees you. And the Gamorrean starts like grunting, and Finn turns around and he sees you with like your hand and like his wallet.
Yeah.
Sir, is that yours? No. Let me see the ID.
I like it, Finn. I'm still trying to figure out how to do it.
Well, you'll have to
I
get a
assume
little
this
better.
is just out of game. My interactions with Finn are like we'll steal something to greet each other, and try to f with each other a little bit.
That's fine.
Like I like to imagine the last time we were at the cantina, he stole my wallet and paid for our drinks with my money, and then like put my wallet back on the table in front of me and said thanks for the drink.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wait, what?
That's fine.
Okay.
So, yeah, absolutely. So Finn just kind of snatches up his wallet and he says, "All right, let's go. The place is ours."
Hey, excuse the Chandra fan. He squeaks.
I'll try.
I'm not really happy with it either. Oh, how you doing, Finn?
He looks over to the other guys and he goes, "The rest of them with you as well?"
Well, yeah, you know my brother, Dayton.
He sees Dayton. He kind of nods to him real quick.
Finn?
The other people, for the sake of our business, let's just call them Thing 1, Thing 2.
Are you referring to...
I think that's the safest course of action.
Very well. Well, follow me, and he'll walk past the Gamorrean. And the Gamorrean will kind of like snort in your face as you go by, since you tried to pickpocket his boss. And he'll take you into the cantina. The cantina is mostly empty now. It's got a bar and a couple of like fold-out survival tables inside here that are pretty worse for wear. They've been pretty beat up. He'll take you over to one of them, and then he'll tell the bartender to bring around a couple glasses for everybody, and then he'll pay off the bartender to exit the tent.
Okay.
He once the bartender's gone and Finn feels satisfied that he's made it enough distance away from the tent, he'll look to you and he says, "Okay, so how can I help?"
We got a contract, not one of our usuals, mind you. No scumbags to deal with today. But
hopefully it pays well.
Do you know the Organa woman?
Yes, former princess, now general, temporary senator.
Yeah. she's trying to find a new supply chain for her resistance. You would think after what the First Order did that they would be, well, more cautious. But I guess with losing as much as they did, they can't exactly be picky about who does their jobs. But they need a new supply chain. I'm thinking you and your boss may be that new supply chain.
Well, I don't know what kind of supplies she's looking for. My newest boss, I don't think he deals with anything that she'd be interested in. He mainly runs some of the more exotic spices off this planet. Though, I don't know if there's any truth to it, but it said he may be dabbling in slavery as well.
I'll look at my brother, give him the knowing tell of see if there's a bounty on that cockbite.
I will, while you continue the conversation, I will see if I can connect to the planet's holonet. See if I can find a bounty on him.
Yeah, absolutely. So you take your communicator out and you connect finally. Due to the atmosphere on this planet, it takes a little while for it to connect.
Yeah, I figured it was going to be pretty annoying.
And once you finally connect through, you're able to start looking for him, and you remember that your brother threw out the name Barrett Tor. Looking him up, he is wanted for several accounts of trafficking spice, smuggling humans, specifically into not humans, smuggling some near-human alien species to some of the planets that are controlled by the First Order.
Yeah.
Other than that, he doesn't seem to be like a big-time criminal. And after you do some digging, though, you do find that there is a hut that has a very large bounty on his head. Not that that's ever really a big shocker. Huts do tend to put out bounties against their competitors, but the bounty is substantial. It's about 30,000 credits, which is not any sort of like low bounty number.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of details on what it's about, though. Usually bounties don't come with that.
Mm.
Do you still have do you have any smugglers in the area that could at least smuggle the stuff if we find somebody? Or for that matter, do you know anybody that might run what we want? I'll turn to Kovacs, who I assume has the data slab with what we need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he looks over the data slate, and the data slate has some information about there being the newest find of the cache of new or old Republic artifacts and things like that. And he says, I mean, Barrett's been looking to get into that. He says there's big money into it, but right now he's getting too much reliable money off the spice trade, so he hasn't dedicated too much manpower to it. I did hear that they did find one of these. They're calling them vaults. Basically, it's just old buildings that are from the same time period as the old Republic. They're further to the south. In the southern hemisphere, there's an old temple that kind of juts out from a set of 3 mountains, and he'll pull your data slate over, and he'll start punching in some stuff, and it pulls up a map. And or sorry, you have a holo projector, because I know your preferences as a player, Murdoch. He'll pull over your holo projector, and he'll start pulling up a map, and he'll show you the mountains as he's describing it. And he says, in between these 3 mountains, there's a shrine right here, and it's kind of this multi-tiered pyramid. From what I understand, it's a lot like what the Jedi temples used to look like. That one hasn't been hit by too many of the researchers, and there's bound to be some different things there. He zooms out the map and he points out another 3 sites. for you, and he says, these are some of the other ones, but they all have researchers that are protecting the place. And I don't know what you intend to get out of there, but if you want to do it with the least amount of hassle, you might want to start with the one that doesn't have anybody inside it.
Nim is standing on his bar stool, and craning his neck, trying to get a higher angle to see the hologram.
Well, thanks, Finn. You're always been a pleasure, and watch out for that boss of yours, huh? He and I give him a knowing look, and then look to my brother. I might stay away from him for a few days.
I nod my head.
I would be careful if you decide to take that one up. The man that's after him is Telfa the Hutt. Telfa is known amongst the bounty hunters and men of my profession.
Upstanding citizens.
Of course.
What does Topher want with him?
Telfa wants blood, really. Barrett used to work for Telfa, and Barrett struck out on his own. Telfa now sees him as a threat to his business, but rumor has it that Barrett has some interesting information about Telfa's activities that is the real reason that Telfa's put such a high bounty on his head. If I know Telfa, he's probably just going to kill whoever shows up for the bounty anyways, just to make sure that his secrets remain his.
Thanks for the information. And I'll throw down a credit stick of about what would be appropriate, Chris.
Underworld information's pretty expensive. You'd be looking at about 200 credits.
Okay. Since this guy's a friend, I'll throw down 300.
Okay.
And I'll say...
You guys have been working together for a while, so he doesn't check your credit stick. He just picks it up and pockets it.
As I put it down, I go, for the drinks.
When you say that, he turns around and checks his own credit sticks, making sure that they're all still there.
Yeah. And then I smile, and I say, let's go, guys.
Okay. As you exit, the Gamorrean sees all of you exit, and he lets out kind of this grunting snarl, and you'll see that the bartender comes out from an alleyway between different tents and things like that.
So this Gamorrean snarled at me again?
No, he did it after you had walked past.
Yeah, and he snarls at me again, though, right?
Well, not at you, just in general.
I'll turn around, whip around, and be like, listen, you little pig fuck. If you snarl at me again, I'll fucking cut your dick off. Do you understand?
The Gamorrean kind of bones up a little bit, and he's got a vibro axe, and he starts to kind of brandish it. What he wants to do is actually get into a contest of wills with you, because Gamorreans actually are cowards, and if you scare them, they go away.
I know that out of game.
Yep.
So that's what I'm doing right now, is to convince this bastard to just leave us alone.
Let me see here. You've got an intimidation or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's what you're going to use. You will have 2 difficulty.
You said 2 difficulty?
Yep.
Boom.
All right, perfect. So you have 3 successes and then a failure inside there. So
I think those are 3 advantages.
Or sorry, 3 advantages and the failure. So what's going to end up happening is the Gamorrean's not going to back down, but from your initial intimidation, but it suddenly clicks in his brain that you're not alone. So he will kind of look over to the group that's with you that are watching the whole thing, and he'll think better of himself. and he'll just kind of back down a little bit.
I'll turn around and since he is back down, I'll turn around and leave. And as we leave, I whisper to the people that don't have dealings with the underworld, either both Nimin and Kovacs, and say, Gamorreans are quick to anger but easy to frighten. If you let them think that they're superior, you'll never be able to get any work done with them. We may need to talk to Finn in the future. I'd like to be able to get past this Gamorrean guard without an issue.
If you insist, just be sure not to alienate too many. This universe is unfriendly enough to not make more enemies.
Oh, that was just friendly banter.
Oh.
As the others turn around to walk away from the Gamorrean, Nim will turn around, puff up his chest with the Gamorrean, and then scurry off after everyone else.
When he realizes he's alone.
Okay.
So you're a Chihuahua.
So
You try to act big.
you guys file your way through the tent city, and the planet's quite large. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of landing sites. Going over the maps that you were given, there is a landing site that you could take, but it would be a couple days worth of travel to get to the temple. Or you could look at getting like a sky speeder. That way you could get a little closer, because your ship is quite large.
I look at the so-called commander. Just for reference, for character reference, who is in charge of this mission?
Honestly, I see Kovacs is.
Yeah, Kovacs was assigned by the Resistance to be a active member of the Resistance that is here on behalf of the group. He's also kind of more or less in charge of you guys. He's not necessarily like a big person in the Resistance, and most of you guys are mercenary type members anyways.
Yeah.
Does he have a rank? I'm guessing commander.
He does.
Yeah.
That's what I refer to him as.
Like, from the brief time you've met him, you'll notice that he has a very hands-off style of leadership thus far. He's like, yeah, you know what you're doing. You can take care of it. Which is actually very stereotypical of him, because he is a Zeltronian, who are often categorized as, like, lazy hedonists. Like, the entire conversation you were having with your friend, his feet were up on the table, and he's just, like, idly playing with his drink.
I look at what do you say, boss? What are we doing?
How much would an air speeder cost us?
I look at my brother.
I look at prices.
To rent or own, it's completely different. To own, you guys don't have anywhere near enough credits.
Obviously.
You could rent one, which would be a little bit more of a beat-up one, and you're renting it from the research facility. This is one of the few places that does offer like a rental service. Normally on backwater planets like this one, you'd have to trade or barter or something like that. A research station for 10,000 credits, they'll let you rent one.
Ugh, no.
Can I see that hologram from before?
Okay.
Squeak, 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 squeak.
It's like, yeah, I say okay, like, everyone looks at me as like, oh, he has to see the hologram thing.
Why would you say okay if I have the hologram thing?
Well, I assumed you'd be okay with it too, but apparently other people are very uptight about certain things.
I look at I'll look at my brother and be like, can you send him the file, please, and hand him my holo projector?
Thank you. Holograms are kind of hard to see from my height.
No, I'm giving the holo projector to Dayton to copy a file for you, so you can. Yeah.
I'll give you a. I'll give a file to Kovacs.
Okay.
So the
I
file
will
slowly
then.
makes its way around the group.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said
Well, now everyone has
slowly
it.
makes it.
No, I don't know. I don't give a copy for both.
I love that your Shadowfan fan is just like incredibly what's it called? Optimistic.
Optimistic.
Oh,
And you
Chowder
have two-
fans, a characteristic, are very socially dependent on others. They can actually die of loneliness.
I will hand the data stick to him.
You're in a bad group.
That's great. Kovacs loves making friends. Friends are the kind of people who won't shoot him in the back when he tries to run away.
They'll go, why? And then they'll die, and then he'll mourn them and find new friends and start over.
Okay.
Okay. I'll look at the hologram and I will gauge. I'll look for landing sites, just how difficult it would be to land my ship
Yeah,
anywhere.
I mean, there's like the one full landing site that's just going to be easy, no checks required kind of thing. That is about 3 days worth of travel away from the temple. However, looking over it, if you wanted to, you could make a let's say piloting planetary to kind of assess where another place that you could land the ship is if you could get any closer.
Do I have to travel an atmosphere to get there? Would going to orbit get us there a lot quicker?
Yeah, going into orbit would get you there a little bit quicker, just because you could open up speed a little bit more. But you don't necessarily have to.
Okay, so I'm
Are
making
you worried
a
about piloting
planetary check. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a planetary check, and it's going to have 3 purple for your difficulty. Because it is quite hard to find something around there.
I failed.
Okay.
No,
So-
you've just placed one advantage. That's it.
2.
No, you have one.
Let's see.
Or was that auto calculating already, Chris?
Yeah, it's calculating it.
Okay.
That's the net result.
Yeah, so you've got a failure and then 2 advantages. So looking it over, you don't see anywhere else that you could land, but you do see kind of a better way to approach that will save you some time to get to that landing site.
Okay, I'll share the information.
Well, I suppose we'll have to do. Would prefer the air car. Maybe you'll haggle the guy down to 1, but that would basically wipe out everything we have, which is a bit unacceptable this early in the operation.
Well, also, if we rent a speeder, it's not going to have anywhere near the cargo space the Night Fisher has.
Chris, now that he shared the information, can I make a piloting planetary check to see if I can find a spot?
Yeah, you can.
Most because I normally would not check like if a lot of people, but I don't trust bats. They're bats. All right, just making sure. My piloting planetary. You said it's 3, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I rolled pretty much as badly as I could have on that. Did you get results?
Yeah, it did the roll. Like I can see the roll in front of me, but it's not posting it below properly.
because you got no net successes or failures.
Oh, it's a net 0.
Is that what it is?
I did.
Okay.
I
So
love
I
it when there's like
literally-
10
I rolled-
symbols and then
I
you do
rolled-
all the math
yeah,
and it's nothing.
I rolled 2 successes, 2 advantages. Then I rolled 2 threats, 2 failures.
I'll do the same thing, Chris, and I'll look it over and be like,
You only rolled 2 purple.
it's 3 purple.
Yeah.
Oh, my
It's,
bad.
it's yeah.
Yeah,
You got the
you've
same
pretty much got the same thing. The other thing that I need you guys to do, because I forgot to do it earlier, is the white 12-sided die is called a force die. I need everyone to roll one of those because I forgot to assemble your destiny pool.
Right.
Short.
Oh,
One of
whoops.
those? You said 1, right? Yeah.
I rolled a bunch of other dice with it, but I rolled the dark side
Hold
point.
on, come on.
Wow. Oof, so that's not good.
Did you roll dark side?
Yeah.
So
Damn it.
I'm the only one who rolled light side.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
No, if I'm correct, did you give
Brennan,
me?
I don't see your result in here. Are
Yeah,
you
I don't
rolling
see your
the-
result anywhere.
I accidentally rolled a bunch of other dice with it.
Yeah,
He's like right below Murdoch.
got it.
It just means
So-
that Chris has
That's
3 dice to
black,
work with, three pool to
white.
work with. We have
I
one.
believe
pool to work
the Game Master also rolls one.
And
with. Today's just not our day.
Yes.
Congrats, Chris. You have a lot to work with.
And nobody is a dark side user. Nobody is a light side paragon either. Okay.
Well,
I could
I'm
be a
not
dark
one of
side
those
user
yet.
after today. Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, to be fair, that's just because the game doesn't allow you to choose it from the get-go.
Right. So you can use a destiny to upgrade a green die to a yellow die, or a purple die, in my case, to a red die. You can also use a destiny point to basically do Deus Ex Machina in your favor.
Now, can we use one to like minus turn a red die into a purple die?
To lower it,
Yeah.
Nope.
no, you can only go up, it looks like.
Yeah, just thought I'd ask.
I want to make it harder for me.
No, I was trying to
Because
make it.
then what happens is you downgrade it, then the DM upgrades it, then you downgrade it. An infinite loop.
Until you run out.
Well, no, and whenever you spend a light side point, the DM gets a dark side point, and when the DM spends a dark side point, the group gets a light side.
Ah.
Mhm.
All right.
So, absolutely. So, as you guys are kind of looking over this map, you can't really find any other way other than if you want to take your YT-1930, you're going to have to take it over to the landing platform itself, which is a couple days worth of travel. You could land there and then rent a speeder or an air speeder and go to the temple, which would be faster. Or you could just get an air speeder here and go directly to the temple, which would take longer than flying the 1300 over there and then getting a speeder, but it's entirely up to you how you want to handle it.
Well, I have enough room to carry a speeder if you want to get it here rather than there.
Speeder rental places are probably not going to look favorably on it entering a starship and then, leaving the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might kill the engine and then charge us for it.
Yeah, so at the very least, we should probably get over there and see what we can find.
Also, we can't really afford the speeder rental.
Yeah.
I apologize, by the way. You just squeaked at me. So I didn't say what I said.
Yeah.
For future reference, can we just, whenever I say something, can Tom just say whether or not he translates it?
No, Tom even specifically said he's lazy.
Okay.
No, I refuse that.
That's
to be a
what
thing.
I'm saying is when he does translate it, he
No, no.
needs
Tom,
to
if Tom
say
doesn't forget, I assume the Kovacs is being lazy.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm just straightening that out.
Choose a race that can speak common next time. That's all I
Either
can
by-
say.
Says
We
the
need
guy
to
who
buy a
always plays
translator.
Wookiees.
I
We
always
buy-
take translators.
Yeah, we did buy a translator when it becomes convenient. But until that point,
You can
Let's
buy a
just-
translator here.
yeah, but I don't have any money for that kind of thing.
How much do they cost?
500 credits. It's not super expensive.
Yeah, but like we're just starting out. We have like nothing.
No, we
You
have
have
some money for the.
4,500 in the party kitty.
Yeah. Is that considered an accessible mission expenditure?
I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to continue hearing the squeaks or or actually hear what he
Well,
says.
we're still going to hear the squeaks.
Yeah.
They're just going to be followed by robot voice telling us what we don't want to hear.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
not. I'm not going to want that.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear
This isn't the first mission we've had as a group, and I'm the guy who probably would make this decision. I'm gonna say no. I may come around on that by the end of it, but for now I'm gonna say, nah, it'll be fine.
Okay.
I'll just translate. Nothing could go wrong with that.
It's cheaper too.
Yep. Alright, so regardless, we'll fly over there in our ship. Maybe we'll see if any of the local air cars are cheaper, but I doubt it.
Nothing wrong with taking a hike.
You know, there's another way to accomplish getting an air car.
Is it by certain extra legal methods?
Not at all.
No, it's actually very illegal methods.
We'll meet you back at the ship. Brother, let's go obtain an air car for our use.
All right.
We're the worst people in existence.
Okay.
What?
So-
Because I just pointed out exactly what it was.
Make sure to get one with cargo space.
So, screen wipe. What are you guys looking for to acquire a air car?
You know what? I'm gonna leave it up to whatever one seems easiest to take.
Something with a little bit of cargo space. Oh wait, no, we don't know what you said.
I heard
You just squeaked.
Squeak.
I was like,
I told you.
No,
No,
I forgot,
did not
so.
say anything. He screen wiped. He gave you chance.
damn it! Already I'm regretting
Now I might want storage space just because, anyways, because
we don't know what we're coming back with, so storage space would be nice.
Yeah.
Something to shove the Chandra fan in.
So are we going to play the whole bait and switch? One of us goes and talks, the other steals.
Yeah.
All right, let's go find a good dealer.
All right. You want to steal, or you want to talk?
You're generally better at talking. Anytime I talk, people just want to punch my face, and I don't really know why.
All right.
Okay. So, you find
We are the worst.
you find a research station air car checkout. It's all the air cars that are here are kind of skiff kind of style, where it's just basically a platform and then a driving console.
Mm-hmm.
I want something nice.
That's all that they have.
Oh, okay.
Because we're going to the renting station. We could go to the people who actually sell it, but they probably have more security.
No, even the ones that get sold here are mainly like utility air skiffs kind of thing. Like they have places for you to sit down if there's rails along the side, but basically it's like having a utility golf cart that goes in the air for a vehicle.
Well, we need the storage space, so there you go.
Mm-hmm. So you find the droid that's in charge of this one, and it's another protocol droid. It's going over its data slate and looking over the different vehicles that are there as you approach.
How you doing? I assume Dayton is already stealthed.
Yeah, I'll start off with.
Coming
Do you
around
want me
the
to
side.
start off? You want me to start off with an actual stealth score, or you're just gonna say I'm stealth?
Nope, you're fine.
Okay.
So you're kind of sneaking around the side of the building here.
Mm-hmm. I'm keeping a good eye out on droids, sensors, anything I can that I can find. Because I mean, I'm going in without any real knowledge from the get-go, so I have to do it just by eye.
Yeah, absolutely. So first we're going to start with a distraction,
Okay.
and then we'll see how the stealing goes. So for Tiernan.
Yep.
You are going to be doing deception. Is that
Yep.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. So let's see. It's a discipline check to oppose you. And I'm going to spend one of my points to upgrade my deception here. So we are at 2 and 3 for the points. And go ahead and roll your deception. I'm going to roll my droid's discipline here.
I didn't mean to roll with the force points, so.
I didn't either. So we can ignore that.
Thank you for reminding the rest of us to fix that.
Thank you. Exactly. I was like, yep, let's go fix
Exactly.
that right now.
Exactly. So you have the same number of successes, which means that during the conversation you guys go back and forth, and he's kind of haggling with you because you're essentially making your deception by trying to haggle the price with him. And
Yeah.
he keeps telling you, no, sir, I'm sorry, but the rates are set. The money goes to fund the research facility. And he kind of like just keeps explaining the whole like reasons for why there's a rental fee in the first place. And then he goes in and tells you that it's a very reasonable fee, that you get a portion of your money back once you return the vehicle because it's considered a deposit. And like the whole time you're just like, oh my god, will this droid just shut up already? And you kind of like do this move, and Dayton, you get the signal. that
Hurry
it's time.
up. This is. Yeah. All right. Now, when it comes to anybody else watching, like, is it just all run by droids?
It's a singular droid that's in charge of the station. When you get over there to look at the skiffs themselves, they have this locking mechanism. Essentially, the skiffs are along what looks like a track that goes down the center, and then there's locks that are on the outsides of the skiffs, the left and right side, and then they're lined up in 2 rows, and the locking mechanism clamps on like a pair of handcuffs on the railing bit.
All right. So I'm looking for a good one. I need a decent color. I need a decent size. Hold at least 4 people.
They're all various shades of gray, so you can have your pick of sun-bleached gray, freshly painted gray.
We're gonna go with sun-bleached. That sounds
Okay.
pretty nice. Gonna look for one that can hold, at least 4 people. Well, 3 and an animal.
They all can.
Decent. Are they all decent? Are they pretty much all the same ones?
They're all the same. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just fucking with you.
You're like looking around and you're like, I guess this one looks good.
Yeah, exactly. It gets to the point where like I'm trying to see if I can find one that's just like, if they're really any different, then they're like, oh my god, they're all the same. So I just choose one that looks in better condition is the best way to put it
Okay.
than the others.
Yeah,
That's what I
absolutely. So I'm gonna need a skullduggery to skullduggery to break the lock that's on here, or you can attempt to override it with computers if you want to do it electronically.
I'm gonna try with computers.
Okay.
A little better with that.
This one is going to be a 3 difficulty.
Right. And
the advantage that was created by my droid is actually going to give you 1 setback dice.
Ooh, that's pretty bad.
I'm sorry, you said computers, not breaking the lock. Okay, it's 2 purple dice and a black die, not 3.
Not too.
The lock is harder to break.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask the rest of the group. Would it be okay if I use one of our points to give myself an what's it called, a boost,
Upgrade?
an upgrade? Because I figure I have to ask the group because it's a collective use.
You don't have to, actually, but if you want to, that would be considered fair and friendly to the rest of your group.
I would like to be fair and friendly, at least out of character. In character, he wouldn't give a shit, but out of character, would you guys be okay with that? Just so I can't screw this. So I have less of a chance of screwing this roll up.
Yeah, sure.
Use the force point.
Yeah, because so right now we're at 2 dark, 2 black, 2 white, because he used his 1 black. So we have a force point to use. If I use one, it'd give him another black, but it would give me a blue dice to help offset the fact that I have a setback.
No, it would upgrade one of your green dice into a yellow die.
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. and I would end up with 2 yellow dice if I in this roll.
Which means his odds of success and getting extra stuff is much higher now.
If you want.
All right. I just wanted to. I wanted
Good to use all the mechanics so we can all understand how it works.
Well, that's the other thing. But the point is, I wanted to also ask. All right. Cool. I'm using one then.
Perfect. Okay. So the computer comes back to you and it's like as you start punching in stuff.
Yeah.
However, you did get a chance to create some advantages for yourself. This is with the computer use.
Yep.
So I tell you what you're going to get is when you punch it in, you're going to get some additional information about the skiff itself here. You pull up like manufacturer details, like this just happens to come up as you're trying to break through the security protocols here.
Yeah.
But the thing that you find more interesting is you find details about the security system that's on here. It gives you kind of quickly browsing through it. It gives you the idea that if you were to attempt to break the lock, you think you could have an easier time of doing it now that you understand how the lock actually works.
Okay. So statistically, how would that work? Would that be just
Statistically,
2
instead
dice?
of having 3 purple against you, it's going to be 2 purple to break the lock.
It's still better for computer use. I'm better at actual computers than picking locks.
Okay. The other thing that you could do is attempt to hack the data slate that the droid has, because it controls the magnetics that are on the cuffing mechanism to the skiffs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you override his data slate, you'll actually release all of the skiffs at once, but that means yours will be free as well.
Now, if they got all released, will they start hovering
They'll stay
around?
pretty much where they are,
Okay.
because nobody's
So-
piloting them.
Okay. And would that be the same difficulty as the what I just rolled?
It's just going to be 2 purple this time.
And no setback?
Nope.
All right.
Because Tyrion is going to continue to haggle with this droid who doesn't understand haggling because he's a very basic droid.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No. I'll go for the hacking again.
Okay.
How are you getting the data slate from the droid?
You can hack it remotely.
Oh,
He's wired completely into this entire system.
oh okay.
Can't seem to roll a success.
You are literally the worst at this.
Dice
The
roller,
data
man.
slate of the droid like lights up red and starts flashing in front of you, Tiernan.
That's all I can tell you. Dice roller. Now I got advantages again, but that's about it.
You find out more information about the system itself. There is one other thing that could be done, which is to just shut off power to this entire area of the camp. It's going to turn off power to other tents and things like that, but it could actually work to your favor.
I'm gonna go with that. Because I can't allow him to see that shit's happening.
Yeah. However, the droid is going to turn around and see him on top of the skiffs, and the droid starts yelling, "Get out of here! Get out of here!" And it starts waving its arms.
At me?
No, at
No,
Dayton.
he turns around because he notices something's a bit up. Because I screwed up both rolls apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So
He turns around and starts shooing off Dayton like he's a child. Get out of here! Get out of here, you!
because apparently people do this. So he just he turns around from you, Murdoch. Murdoch's busy. All I can tell you right now, if
What's the matter?
he
The
the
droid
robot-
turned away from you to shoo off your brother Dayton.
literally going shoo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to try to go pick a lock on the on one of the skiffs while he's shooing away my brother Dayton. I'll give my brother Dayton the high sign of
Apparently,
it's my turn.
I'm the distraction now.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to lure the robot around, like just screwing with him.
Yeah, it'll follow you for a bit, and you hear like booted steps coming your direction. Dayton. If you had to venture a guess, this is probably the encampment guards.
I'm gonna get going. After I
Okay.
start hearing booted steps, I can't allow them to see me.
Tiernan, you're going to have one chance at this one.
Skullduggery, right?
If you want to break the lock, it's skullduggery. If you want to go through the computers, which are locking down, and it's going to be much more difficult, it'd be computer use.
Nope, skullduggery it is.
All right, so it's going to be 3 purple because you don't know how the lock itself works, like your brother figured out.
I'm just crappy at actually picking locks.
All right,
That was
so
always
you
his
got
thing.
a failure.
See, I can't roll at all, man. Apparently.
You got a failure, a triumph, and a advantage. How that's going to work, because you have both a failure and a triumph inside there, what's going to end up happening is you will succeed in breaking the lock. However, the guards will come around the corner and they're going to start leveling their holdout pistols towards your direction, and they're just going to open fire in a kind of a volley of gunshots. Because of the advantage, what you're going to end up doing is kind of tilting the skiff to get out of the way of the shots. So it's just like a rain of shots after you, and you just kind of swing the thing around to where like the skiff takes the brunt of the attacks, and you pull it off the side.
Now, Chris, as he comes out, can I try to hop onto the skiff?
Oh yeah, it's classic Star Wars move. Like you run, jump, and then you get like one hand on the skiff,
Yep.
and you got to like haul yourself up.
As soon as I get on, and as we're going, because I'm guessing they're chasing us now.
Yeah, but they won't get very far because they're on foot, and the skiff goes much faster than them.
Yeah, I was gonna say because if they are, I was gonna pull up my gun and shoot like something to block their way, like knock over.
You absolutely can. You shoot a tent like a tent post, so the tent falls over on them.
Yep. So like, not exactly shoot at them, because not to be like that much of a dick, but just like stop them. That kind of cinematic
totally
feel.
fine. We won't even roll for it. You just accomplish it, and that you guys get out of there. Where are you going to take the skiff? Because if you take it over to the spaceport, everyone's going to know that you guys stole it. Like right now, you might get away with it depending on the droid, but the droid's probably going to turn in both of you.
So we got the skiff, brother.
The droid is around? As we're leaving, dude, shoot the droid.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna go for the head. I'm gonna try to go for, because he's a basic human protocol droid,
You
right?
need to destroy the hard drive or whatever.
Let me shut up. Yeah, exactly. So he's a basic protocol droid, right?
Yeah, he is.
So I know a bit about computers and stuff. So I'm figuring I should know the general area of his body where the hard drive is.
Yeah, it's most likely in his head.
I'm gonna go for that then.
Okay. So this is what it's going to be. It is at medium range right now.
Yep, I have a long range weapon.
Okay, perfect. You're gonna have 2 purple dice,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna say, because you're attempting to shoot his hard drive out, essentially, the head, you're gonna have 1 setback because that's a harder target.
All right. Well, lucky enough, I have a good. I can't. This thing doesn't like me.
So
I don't know what
is-
it is.
That is a threat. So you start shooting at the droid, and then all of a sudden the droid whips out its own gun.
Motherfucking! I can't do this. I don't.
Can I use saber throw at this point, please?
Absolutely.
Please, because apparently this dice roller doesn't like me. Like
I'm just going to look straight at you and be like, "You are such a dipshit."
By the way, do you have a training saber, or did you decide to go with
You said I could have a training saber.
Okay. I was just curious if you went with that or a vibro weapon.
What do I have to do? What do I roll for my saber throw? Just normal saber combat?
I believe so. You have the saber throw ability, right?
I didn't know there was a saber throw ability.
Yeah,
No.
there's a talent tree option that has.
I do not, because that is really far down.
Okay, then that you won't be able to do that.
Can I throw my vibro knife at it?
I mean, you could throw your saber at it, but you're not getting it back. Is basically what's going to happen.
I mean, I can keep on shooting them as we go back, as we go.
So maybe not so much a saber throw as a saber
Shuck.
toss,
Grab
and
the
then
hook
fish it back with the force.
Not controlled. But you know, you
I'm
can
just.
probably get it.
Oh my God! What is wrong with you? You are the worst at this.
What do you want me to do, Murdoch?
Shoot it!
I've never seen anybody be as bad as you are at
I
this random
don't
number generator.
No! Why does it hate me, Chris?
I don't know.
I'm gonna try again, of course. You know, if you let me, because I have up to long range of shooting.
Yeah, I'm guessing the droid's going to shoot first.
Yeah, but the droid's gonna attack you, exactly.
Yeah, I can't help that.
You're going to lose to a protocol droid.
I swear to God, shut up.
My brother's gonna die to a protocol droid. I'm gonna fall to the dark side right here. Just start killing everybody.
Okay.
End of campaign.
I leave the planet. Nope, fuck this.
Are you sure
The,
the rolling on this is a good roller?
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not, because look what it did to me.
Hey, you can always take the aim maneuver if you want,
Can you?
like the droid is about to.
What is the aim maneuver?
Or you get a maneuver, an action, and a whatchamacallit, you get
Second
one
maneuver if you spend strain.
Huh?
And you take a second maneuver if you spend strain.
Yes,
So
exactly.
if when I attack, I can actually. So during my turn, I can take time to aim.
Yep. Which the
You
droid
can just
is going.
sacrifice movement to do it.
See, I didn't know that, but then again, like I told you, I haven't read the books 100%.
That's cool. Movement is considered a maneuver, so you don't sacrifice movement per se. You just. choose
That's
to
why you're fighting a protocol droid first and not a stormtrooper.
Otherwise, I would have actually probably been aiming this entire time.
Okay. The okay. The protocol droid is going to strain himself out to double aim on you,
Okay.
and let's see here. What is your blah blah blah? Improvised weapons. It is a range of 2. Perfect. There we go.
Does he have a weapon who
Jesus
can?
Christ.
What the? Does he have a weapon that can actually shoot this for?
Yes, he does. You're just at
Oh,
medium
man.
range, so he does have a weapon that'll do it.
What's the base damage on
He
that
has,
thing?
he has a light blaster pistol. It is 5, so he's gonna do
Apparently,
Wow.
I'm not meant to play this character. Like,
8 points of damage.
I mean, I'm
The droid lines up his shot on you, and you can see that it like cones in and then pulls the trigger. The beam just like slices up into your shoulder blade.
You do get to subtract your I'm forgetting the word
my
for it.
armor.
Your
Yeah.
damage reduction, pretty much.
Uh-huh.
Is it defense or
It's-
soak for this?
Soak, that's what it's called.
Okay, good, because I have padded armor.
It's 8 minus the soak.
So I take.
Oh,
I
I'm sorry.
take,
Yeah, it's bonus for every success after the initial. Okay, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, so it's 9 damage.
No,
So,
it's
yeah,
8
your soak is-
because you need 1 to succeed, and then you get a bonus for each one after.
Okay.
So it's 8 damage, then minus soak, right? So I'm taking 6 damage
Okay.
because I have a soak of 2.
Perfect.
I'm gonna try to attack again apparently, and I'm gonna lose.
Some advice is how the damage tracks work. Does your weapon have a stun setting?
Let me check on that. Yes.
That's non-lethal damage and attacks your opponent's strain directly. So, like, short circuit out the droid, or you can go for the lethal damage, which is the regular setting to go on the wound track instead. There's 2 separate tracks.
Yep. He was not using stun, by the way.
Nah, I don't use stun too often, not unless I'm capturing people. All right, I will. When taking damage, does that give you any minuses to anything? Okay, just making sure. Then
So you can spend 1 maneuver to give yourself 1 blue boost die,
yeah,
or you can spend 2 maneuvers to gain 2 boost die.
I'm gonna
Still
spend
not dead
two.
yet?
No,
You just suffer 2 strain if you take the extra
Yes.
maneuver.
Exactly.
so
You
it's
can also trade your attack or your action for a maneuver. So if you wanted to, instead of taking strain, you could just take this whole turn to aim at him.
no, but then that'll give him a chance to hit me again.
Yep.
No, I'm going to I'm just gonna aim once. Not gonna
Okay.
take the strain right now. Is it still 2 purple dice in a setback?
No setback. Or actually yes, because you're targeting, so you still need a setback.
Woo!
There we go.
There you go.
Now it
Alright,
wants to
that's-
fucking work for me.
What's your total damage? Let's see.
Um,
What do you have?
I'm using a blast rifle, so it's 9 damage.
9 plus
9 plus these 4.
3, because the first one is a success. It's bonus 1 for each one you have after.
Okay. Then 12 damage.
12 damage. Perfect. Okay, so what's going to happen is you are going to deal your damage. However, for your 2, for your 2, what's going to end up happening is on your next action, you're going to get a setback die
Mm-hmm.
for those 2 threat dice. That's how I'm spending them.
All right. On my next action, okay. I know probably not. I mean, my next like real combat action, right?
Yeah.
Or next
If
like
you're going to
real.
leave combat and the stress isn't there anymore, then you'll be all right. You see the droid's head kind of like explode and sparks fly out everywhere, and the arms kind of just like jerk up, and the gun starts firing off like as the droid like falls backwards, and the gun's just hailing shots in the air for a little while before it runs out of ammunition.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, brother. Today's just an off day for me.
Ridiculous.
I'll have to go through my gun and see what's wrong with it.
So you guys are able to make your clean getaway. How are you going to join up with the ship? Because, like I said, if you take it to the spaceport, everyone knows what you've done, and it's pretty hard to hide.
No.
Did you guys buy
We have, no, what are you talking about? We have the perfect meetup point. It's
Yeah,
there's a
There's a
great
landing pad 3 days away of travel from the port.
exactly.
So you're
I
gonna go
love
to
that.
the other landing pad?
Yes,
Okay.
I like the fact that me and Murdoch went to the exact same spot.
So you radio them and tell them to just meet you there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, can I be watching the news as this unfolds and just going,
Like you're watching the HoloNet, the local HoloNet, and you see about that there's been a report of a stolen research vehicle, and then you get a message across your communicator that says, "Meet us at the other landing site." We've secured our own vehicle.
I just leave the planet.
Well, we have a mission.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Alright, take us out.
All right.
We are not altruistic heroes.
I don't know any better.
Perfect. So you guys bring the ship up, and you kind of bring it around to the second landing site, and it's going to shift gears again and become a new scene here. essentially, you've landed there.
It's not a new scene until you wipe it, Chris.
I refuse. No, wipe. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, wipe it, Chris.
Okay. So it is a new scene, and you've landed at the research station R83.
All right.
And okay.
So, any problems with like meeting them up?
Yeah, you're gonna have to meet them outside of the research station. If you get close inside, because of the holonet and people like sharing information, there are people that if you get close enough, they're gonna notice you.
All right.
Notice us or notice the skiff?
Notice you guys on the skiff because they're looking out for a stolen skiff.
How long
And
does
they
it
have your
take?
description.
How long does it take to get there?
Or at least you're assuming that they have your description, unless you guys want to just be like, you know what, let's find out if they actually do.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. How long does it take to get to the landing pad for us?
Not long on the skiff. It actually only takes about a couple hours. Both, well, the YT-13 or 1930 will make it there before you.
Yeah.
By about 2 hours. You guys, it takes about 5 hours to get there.
All right. In that time, is it possible for me to look up if they got our description?
Yeah, that is. Looking it up, you're able to find that they have some vague descriptions, but nothing like super detailed. As such, you can see that there have become like checkpoints on the different research stations.
Yeah.
Where research skiffs are being pulled in and investigated and stuff like that.
All right. Then, during the meantime, also, is it possible for me to go through the computer of the skiff and try to wipe all records of it being a research skiff? I'm trying to do. I mean, it's
yeah, you could.
My goal right now is I know it's not going to be a perfect thing. My goal is just to be like that, like a quick notice. They're not going to see anything.
You could, but there's also like a serial code on there, and you'd have to change what the skiff's identification number is and stuff like that. Like it's pretty intrusive to do all that, which you can do. It's just going to be difficult.
I have some computer knowledge, but I don't know how well it'll go. All right, we'll leave it be for now because I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it done in time if it's that hard.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? How about this, Chris? Can I realize? I'm trying to figure out like how hard it is compared to how much I know about messing with computers. In other words, I'm trying to find the in-game way to say what's difficulty.
Yeah, I mean, you can pretty much assess difficulty without too much of an issue, without actually rolling. You look at it and you figure it's probably going to be like, let's see, where's my screen, which I just set down. You figure it's going to be pretty daunting, which is a 4.
Oh
to
yeah,
actually do everything that you need to do to make this thing clean. At least in the time that you've been allotted.
Yeah.
If you were to get more time before you arrived there, you could probably do it with less difficulty. It's just trying to get the time crunch in.
Yeah. All right, then I won't do anything to it then, because I don't have the time to do what I want to it. Then I figure, Tiernan, that the best option would be to, of course, avoid checkpoints, all that such, and, have them meet us partially on the way there, outside of checkpoints.
Okay. So you guys send each other messages to convey a rendezvous point.
Yeah.
Easy enough. After you get close enough, Nim and Kovacs, you get the message about where they'd like to rendezvous with you, which is just kind of outside the research facility.
Okay.
All right. Oh yeah, we'll head there. Inconspicuously make our way out of the research camp. As soon as I see them, I give them a look.
So, how do you like our ride?
Is this a land speeder or is it an air speeder?
It's an airspeeder.
Okay.
It'll go to low orbit, actually.
How maneuverable does it look?
Not particularly maneuverable. But it's a skiff, so it does have a lot of cargo room.
Well, it'll do the job. Let's just hope we don't bump into any TIE fighters.
Yeah, this thing would be completely doomed against TIE fighters.
I'm guessing it doesn't have guns.
No.
So I see the fact that he's just sitting there. No, I see he's sitting there, just chirping away, looking at it, then looking back at me, chirping, going back to it, chirping. And I'm like, normally I wouldn't actually ask Kovacs, but what the hell is he saying?
We shouldn't get into a fight with TIE fighters, and that's not the point. I would have preferred it if you could have managed to do this a bit more discreetly.
The computers weren't. The Force wasn't on my side today.
Yes, that's what we're calling it these days.
I'm guessing you weren't lucky either then. Oh, wait, are the same thing? I forget now.
I don't know. Tomato. He's not bothering to translate that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm like this. Should I ask?
No.
All right.
Great.
Okay.
Are you
Nim
sure
will
you
pop
got away
up into
clean?
the cockpit?
Did we get away clean?
Yes.
Well,
They're not currently chasing you.
yeah, I'm like,
Don't
well,
worry,
we're not
just
being.
show up at the most inconvenient time for us.
Say that again, man.
I said, don't worry, they'll just show up at the most inconvenient time for us.
That always happens.
Oh well, we're here now. We might as well make the most of it. Onwards and forwards, etc., etc.
And upwards, and whoosh! He pushes the throttle and jacks you, and throws you all up.
So the skiff doesn't go very quick, very fast or anything. It lifts up and it does all right. It handles okay. It's not much better than any other skiff that you've been on. You don't really notice anything too terrible about it, and the car will take you all the way over to this temple that you've been told about by Finn. When you get there, the temple is covered with different plants and things like that, and you are able to kind of feel something inside the air. It feels kind of like it's charged. For those that are force sensitive, you can tell this to be the kind of lingering feeling that that when something has force inside the area, the kind of aura almost that it exudes.
All right. Can because Murdoch is apparently having problems with his internet. Can I make a check for that? Is that is there a sense the force check?
There is the sense force talent tree. If you have the talent tree, there is a way to use perception towards using your force and actually hone in.
See, no,
If you don't have that talent
I
tree?
don't have sense. I have seek, enhance, and move.
Okay. If you don't have that talent, I'm just telling you, you can latently feel it in the air.
Okay.
The sense would allow you to kind of sniff it out.
Yeah. I thought seek is about sniffing it out.
Take a look at your seek tree, see if you have anything that would allow you to.
I only took basic stuff because I was never meant to be as advanced.
Yeah, I took
as-
Seek as well.
Okay. Take a look
Um,
at your trees because I don't have them memorized, and tell me if you have something that's useful.
Let me make sure. Yep. The force user allows the will of the force to lead the way to something lost or forgotten.
Okay.
That's the basic power which I have.
Okay.
The user may spend 2 either the dark or light side points to gain insight to the general location or direction of a person or object that he knows about, regardless of current distance.
Okay. So that's what you can do. You can spend dark or light side points since you got to spend both, or spend 2. You have 1 white, 4 black currently.
Yep.
If you didn't hear me, I said I also have Seek.
Yeah. Did you want to do that? I was going to do it because you got dropped out.
Sorry. I can, if you'd like me to.
Yeah, you generally have the better control of the force, brother.
All right. User may spend. Yes, the user may spend blood to succeed in average vigilant check to see through illusions.
Yeah, it
Nim's
also
gonna
helps.
tug on Kovac's sleeves. They're using the Force.
Meh. He seems completely uninterested in this.
We actually can't use it at the moment.
Why not?
Or I will tell you that I'm unable to seek this object in the forest at the moment.
Can I ask why, so I understand outside of character?
So out of game, the user may spend 2 light or 2 dark to gain the insight, which means that I can only do it through the dark side.
Mm-hmm. Which will change your morality if you do so.
I will do it then. I am less worried about that, since I understand the force because I can feel it, but otherwise I don't believe in the same way. I never believed in the exact same morality as he did. And this is shit. It's actually part of my morality. I'm ambitious and I'm greedy.
Okay.
So this is perfectly well within that. So I'll spend my 2 dark,
All
and
right.
I will try to feel this out. No, feel it out is light side. I will track this.
Okay, so you kind of feel it out and you search through the dark side of the Force. Ruusan has a lot of Force history to it,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of feel yourself sifting through the different energies that are available to you. You get flashes of, like, not necessarily visions, but emotions.
Yeah.
So you feel things like fear, hatred, aggression. And then all of a sudden there's one thing that you find, which is desire, since we're talking about dark side stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you can feel that the desire is the thing that you're looking for right now. And you kind of tilt your head and you feel where it is, and you have a general idea where in the temple it's going to be. With that, you guys are able to navigate through the temple without getting lost, because you're using the Seeker's abilities to get to kind of go past this obstacle in your way.
Yeah.
However, when you get to the room that has this feeling of desire to it, you're going to notice that it's basically a library with different data files that have been stacked up into like security shelvings. And there's a glass display that has a cube inside of it.
So when we get there, when we actually get in there and all that, that's going to be the first thing that draws to my attention compared to the rest of all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna like break it out, but I'm gonna examine it within its case first.
Okay. You look at it. It's kind of a like a bronze, brass, and silver mix. It's inlaid and has edgings that are done in silver, but most colors are bronze and brass.
Yeah.
And the cube itself has some layers where it looks like they're recessed and could possibly have some lights to it or something like that. It's definitely off, whatever it is, but it is an electronic device. It's kind of similar to a holo projector when you're looking at it, actually.
Hey, brother, you know a little bit more about the Force history, right?
Why do you assume that? It's not untrue, but why do you assume that?
Oh man, we have to follow the old ways of the Jedi and you know screw their bad guys, the Sith, and you know most people don't know anything about that.
Can confirm. Never bothered learning.
I'd ask the Bat, but I'm not really sure if he really understands what I'm saying.
I do.
Shut up, Bat.
Kovacs, since you're not really distracted by the same things that they are, you're going to notice that there are paintings on the walls of what appears to be clouds. Kind of fluffy-looking things. You're not entirely certain what's going on with that. But they're weird.
While they were doing that, I was actually gonna try to investigate the place. I'm getting a little bored with them just poking at a glass container.
Clouds.
So,
Can I make my own perception?
Yeah, absolutely.
What am I rolling against?
I'm going to say difficulty is 1. It's really
Okay.
not that bad.
Boom. 1 success.
Okay. There's not a whole lot in here to really look around for. You do find something that catches your interest, however. Not necessarily because it's a starship or anything crazy like that, but there's a statue in the back which looks like a person kind of crawled up in the fetal position. So it's kind of strange, which is why it catches your attention.
Hey, Kovacs, what do you think of this?
What? Oh, stars staring at clouds. What did you say?
Look.
I assume he's pointing at the statue. Huh. Well, that's not ominous.
Also, since being a Chandra fan, I have my racial thing is I get to remove 2 setback die from perception checks, but the idea is it's not just about sight for me. I've got the bat hearing and the smell. We actually communicate through pheromones and stuff. So any information like that in the future.
Does anyone have a 10-foot pole?
No.
Figuratively or literally?
Literally.
No.
Is there like a rock on the ground I can pick up?
Yeah, there is.
I pick one up, toss it at the statue.
Okay. It kind of bounces off the statue harmlessly.
Alright.
How big is the statue?
It's a little bigger than if a human was to take the same shape. It looks like it's probably about twice the size.
Okay, well, I guess I will walk up to investigate it more thoroughly.
Okay. looking it over, it's hard to really tell anything more than it looks like basically twice the size of a human male, and it's a human male curled up in the fetal position, resting on its butt and balls of feet.
What would you represent? Why would I have one of you here?
Well, guessing he's afraid.
Yes. Not really something you want to put in a statue form unless you had certain inclinations. Ugh. I don't know, something don't feel right about this.
Does anything ever feel right?
Well, sometimes, but that's usually when I'm on a beach surrounded by women. Those feel pretty right. This situation, not so much.
Is it facing the glass container?
It is.
Looks like it's afraid of that. And he points back at Tiernan and Dayton.
Yes. Have we figured out what it is and or how to get it?
Are you talking to us or the squeaker? Because all I hear is squeak, 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 and then you say something.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with him on that one.
Yeah. He made mention, I say gesturing to Nim, that the statue looks like it's afraid of whatever in that glass.
Are you asking us to feel if the force is within that glass?
Sure?
Yes.
The force is within the glass.
Yeah, alright then. The useful
The
kind?
force is in everything. All things. It flows within us and without.
Bro, he's asking if it's particularly powerful here.
Oh, how the fuck are we supposed to know?
I do know it is.
So is it the useful kind, or the kind that will kill everything around it if it's poked at?
Yes.
We're gonna go yes.
We're the second most helpful force users ever.
Nim will take out his blaster.
Yeah.
Whoa,
What? Where? Who gave? No. Who gave the bat gun?
I did.
Why is he squeaking at me? What is he threatening me?
No, he's just saying that he bought it with his own money.
Who gave him money?
You do realize they're a sapient species, right?
Who's a sapient species? Bats?
This particular one, yes.
What?
Look, sapient species, to the best of my knowledge, can speak.
I thought he was a pilot monkey.
Racist as shit. Anyway, we're here to collect some things, so let's get on that, shall we?
Yeah. You can touch everything but this. Now point to the cube in the glass.
Okay. Do you know what it is?
No, not at all.
Well,
That's
yeah,
why I said don't touch it.
Lore check, Chris?
Finally, it took you long enough, Murdoch.
Chris, lore check?
Okay.
I asked you this a while ago.
Setbacks or no?
What kind of lore?
Lore the force.
Okay. Are you looking to find out about the statue or the cube?
The cube.
The cube. Okay.
The cube.
3 difficulty.
Ain't happening, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're distracted by the statue.
Okay, I'll roll
Like you
lore.
start thinking about the cube, but you're like, the statue's over there, and the statue has something to do with this.
I'll look at the statue, lore the force.
Okay.
Difficulty?
2 for this.
It's advantage. It's not the statue you need to worry about.
Advantage. Okay.
I like mine. It's not the
That's
statue.
a
you need
trap,
to worry
bro.
about.
What part of it is a trap?
Something to do with the box, the statue. It's a trap.
May I spend a light side point asking the party?
Yeah, go right ahead, man. We should
All
have what,
You have a
3?
Deus Ex Machina of this thing?
We should have at least 3 of them.
I'm gonna attempt to force. I want to attempt to foresee the shenanigans that's about to happen.
Using a force power.
Yeah, foresee. I have foresee.
Okay. So you go ahead and spend it. How does 4C work? Go ahead and read it for me.
Let me pull it up. I know it's pretty loose as far as what I get from it. The most basic allows the character to look into the Force and gain vague hints of his near future. These hints may be blurry images, brief samples of sound, or simple emotions. The user may spend a light or dark side point to gain vague hints of the events to come the next day of his own personal future. This basic power cannot see more than one day.
Okay. So you go ahead and extend your feelings out, and you see, or you hear, the crackle of like an energy weapon, and it registers to you as a lightsaber. And then you can smell burning flesh, and then like it shifts again, and you can feel the emotion of surprise and fear. And then it'll shift again, and it will show you joy.
Okay. I'll come out at my power and be like, I don't understand a damn thing that just happened. Where am I?
You haven't moved, man. I don't know what to
I
say.
think I saw a lightsaber and pain. It was weird.
Is it worth
Also,
our
this is
time?
a trap.
Yeah, it's obvious. Is it worth our time to try to figure out the trap, and or do we just take other stuff? And I don't mean any of the but we're Jedi and we have to do this kind of time. I'm talking about like, is it really going to sell for pretty much?
Or be useful to the rebellion itself.
Resistance.
May I take a closer look and see if there's anything mechanical?
Squeak, squeak.
You absolutely can.
So is that going to be another perception, or should I roll mechanics? Jesus Christ.
Are you trying to inspect the statue or the cube or the stuff around one another? I need more details before I can give you.
Okay, I guess I'll start with the area around the cube and the container itself, since I haven't looked at that yet.
Sure. Okay. We'll make it a perception.
Okay. Against...
we'll say... What does your Chandrafan thing do? It takes away...
It removes up to 2 setback dice.
Setback dice? Okay. Yeah, it's a difficulty of 2 purple for you, because your Chandrafan's going to lower the fact that it's got setback dice on it, too.
Cool.
Go, bat.
Okay.
Nobody can get successes. Everybody gets only advantage.
All the advantage.
Yeah, welcome to my world.
None of my skills have been applicable yet.
You've sat there and commanded. You've done all you needed to do.
Like a good commander, I delegate.
All of my dice are advantages. All of the opposition dice are failures.
4 advantages. Let's see if there's anything that I can give you with that.
he gets fucked on the bonuses to his next check because apparently there's nothing else really worth it.
It's
Brendan, you know you can
they
also
reveal
suggest your
additional
own
details,
advantage.
is what they do. Okay. There is a weight mechanism inside here that if the cube is moved, it will trigger the trap of some sort. You're not entirely certain how it's connected, or if that statue is the only bit of trap that's associated with it. And then you kind of look over it and you kind of shift around the basin and you look at it, and it looks like even if you were to like destroy the basin somehow, the trap will still go off. So the pressure plate needs to maintain the weight of that cube on it, or else it will fire. If you were particularly good at such a thing, and it was level, you could attempt to do the 1-for-1 Indiana Jones swap. However, it's inside of a box of itself, so doing that kind of swap actually takes a little bit too much time, and it will fire.
So there,
This is going to be very important. Do you let us know?
yep.
Alright. And I will take the time to clearly translate what he's saying.
You said I don't see the actual triggering, how the triggering mechanism is connected, so I can't see how I would
You don't
maybe
see a way to
interfere
disarm it.
there.
You can see where it is.
Okay.
It's a pressure plate, and if you move the cube, that'll trigger it. But
Chris.
you don't know how to disarm it.
Chris,
Uh-huh.
I have a question about the use of a force power.
Okay.
If I were to use on the pressure plate mechanism, if I were to use essentially move object, can I hold it in the pressure point in place until we're
You could. By the way, I just read up, you guys can't use dark side unless you're actually a dark side user.
okay?
Good to know.
We'll do in the future.
Because on the thing it just said you can use either. So,
Yeah.
all right, that's fine. I'll keep note of that next time. Now the only thing is it a silhouette? What's the silhouette of it?
The pressure plate?
Yeah,
Silhouette 1.
at 1.
Yeah.
I'm a 0, so
I was gonna say it's
So
like
you
a
give some
0
sense of
probably.
Yeah, about to say
actually,
because I can only move. I have 0. I'm like, if I can't even do that,
1
then
is human size.
Yeah, it's gotta be 0 then.
all right, that's fine. I have to ask because and is there an actual range on short range, like actual?
It's abstracted. Short
Okay.
range is essentially far enough out that you can't like punch it, but maybe like 10, 15 feet away is basically short range.
How far away from the box is the statue?
From that, it would be a medium range.
Then that's still not far enough away. And I can't do that because the move object I have is only short range.
Why did you want to stand next to the statue and trigger it?
I was trying to see if I could do it from a little bit farther away and keep it held together and we can grab it. But the point
Not
is,
really.
yeah, it's not going to help if I can't be at a safe enough range. My goal was to try to see if we can grab it. I hold it in place, and if possible, let it trigger after we grab it, and we're already at a safe distance. But I don't have anything necessary to do that. All right, then that that answers everything I needed, but it also screws up what I was going to do.
Mm.
So, at least I didn't just mess up.
So you said that I don't see how to disable it. Can I still make a mechanics check to get in there and try to do it?
Sure.
Yeah. I'll let you guys know. I can try to disable it. I just won't know how it goes until I try it.
Can I give him a rousing speech to boost his morale?
If that's what you have an ability for, sure.
Well, no.
Not yet.
I mean, you could do it RP-wise, but that's about it.
Okay.
Okay, so it's going to be 4 purple.
Okay. I will ask the rest of you if I can use a force point. I'll be rolling 3 yellows.
We don't have any.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
we ran out.
I thought we still had one more white one.
you have 2 white.
Yeah, I know we had at least one.
I've cycled some over. You have 2 white.
Alright. I will speak words of encouragement as I back away to the other side of the room.
Anyone else know anything?
Is
help me
there
with
there's an aid function in this game, right?
There is.
There's 2 ways you can do it. I think you can either give a bonus die, or the way it works is you can take the your stat and your skill and use whichever is higher from each player.
Because I have mechanics also. That's why. You probably have it higher than me though.
And my intel's 3 and my skill is 2.
Yeah, that's higher than me. Can I try to give you the bonus die then?
So assisted checks
Thank you.
is what you do.
Yeah.
Which is you use the best skill and characteristic. If you're both skilled in it. If one of you is not skilled in it, then it works different.
I do have skills. I do have a skill in
Okay.
it.
So who has the best
I'm
skill?
high. 2.
For intelligence? Oh no, I have one rank in it.
Okay, so you're going to use the 2. Who has the highest intelligence?
He
3.
does.
Okay, then you're just going to use Brandon's numbers anyways.
Okay.
Thought I'd try.
4 purple. Oh, this is gonna go badly.
Yep.
But I'm using a force point, so it's 3 yellows.
I mean, at least that's something.
How far away is everyone standing from me?
Other side of the room.
Yeah, pretty much back.
Damn, I want to help you guys so much.
Okay, 1
No,
failure plus...
No, I will say this. I do have.
Oh, nope,
Nope.
that's the wrong thing. 1 success and 5 threats.
So I think he technically passes it.
So a
Dude.
I get it, but a
I'll
boulder
say that-
starts rolling towards me.
Chris, just I was going to. He rolled it first, but I was trying to. As I was back, I was trying to have my gun ready.
You're helping him. You won't be able to have your gun ready and help him.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what I'm going to spend threats on. The statue,
5
even though you
fucking
guys have been
threats.
kind of preparing yourselves for it, does something that you didn't really prepare yourself for.
It
It
moves.
starts lighting up with light, cracks open like an egg, and there is a naked man that was crouching in a fetal position within the heart of the statue that falls to the ground. He starts coughing and breathing very heavily.
Okay.
That I wasn't expecting that.
Might regret this, but I will cautiously approach the man, hand on my gun. Sir, are you okay?
Who's there? He looks up, and you can see that he can't see.
Interesting. Was he frozen in carbonite?
No, I've seen people
You
frozen
kinda-
carbonite.
You kind of look around, and you kick the stuff that's on the ground. Yeah, it was carbonite. It was just bronzed on the outside, which is why it looked like a statue.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Which means somebody really wanted to keep him as a wall trophy.
Weird.
Unless
Anyways, my name's Kovacs. You're safe now. I'm afraid you've been frozen in carbonite for some time. You're going to have some problems seeing for a while.
Carbonite, and he starts rubbing his eyes. Oh, man. I knew I shouldn't have trusted him.
Trust who?
Your boss, Telfa.
Yeah, not ringing a bell, man.
You don't work for him?
We have different employers. What's your name?
I'm Sona.
So, nice to meet you. Name's Kovacs. What's the last thing you remember?
Well, last thing I remember is the Jedi Order sent me here to speak with Telfa, a young Hutt crime lord. We were attempting to try and get him and his people out of the planet. They were smuggling a spice made of some of the different materials on this planet, and I guess I must have angered him.
Telfa the Hutt. While he's still communicating, can I see if I can find anything about Telfa the Hutt? 'Cause I know Hutts live for a pretty damn long time.
Yeah,
Because I know he said Jedi Order also, so it's definitely something from a while ago. If need be, I will. If it comes down to me not being find anything immediately, I can also roll with Underworld Intelligence.
Yeah, absolutely. So you kind of start browsing, and Telfa the Hutt is actually one of the Hutts that you had recently looked up on the internet. He wants a bounty on the local crime lord, Barrett Tor.
How long do Hutts live?
Several hundred years.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. So that I knew about Hutts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very well known that Hutts generally live long periods of time.
To give you an idea, Jabba was around before Clone Wars, technically.
Yeah.
Like, well before Clone Wars.
Oh, no.
And remember, he did say Jedi Order.
Yes. Alright. I will offer the
We gotta
man
get out of here before Telfa's men figure out you've got me out.
Yeah.
I don't think we have to worry about that as much as you might think. Hold on. First, I will take off my greatcoat and just clothe him with it.
Okay. He'll get up and he'll kind of feel around, and he says, "Do any of you have my saber or my lightsaber?"
We're looking around. We can't seem to find anything like that. I know you can't see, but right now we're dealing with something of a puzzle. There seems to be a box of some sort in a glass case. It's on a pressure sensor.
No, we
Got it.
We got it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
He kind of thinks, and he says, "It must be in the temple's main chamber. Telfa used it as his throne room." You said he's not here?
This
Not
temple-
exactly.
Yeah, I won't say anything.
Let me put you aside for a moment. We have some things to talk about. So, I am basically going to very gradually ease into the fact, it's been a while, bro.
Mm-hmm.
No, please tell me exactly say it like that. It's been a while, bro.
Yeah, it's been like 60 years.
Yeah.
That he's been frozen.
Yes.
You kind of break it to him, and he says, "Well, if Telfa left the box, he must have been in a hurry to get out of here. That box was part of the things that I was trying to bring back to the Jedi Order."
Yeah.
The Jedi Order hasn't existed in, God, almost 100 years.
I don't think it's been 100 years, man.
Kovacs tells me something similar as well. I don't know how long exactly I've been frozen, but apparently it's been quite some time.
Tell you what, how about we retrieve your lightsaber for you, and then you can come with us. We'll see if we can get you situated, see if we can get you anything you need.
If Telfa's left this place and he's left that box, it won't. I wouldn't have imagined that it would have taken him much time to send someone to retrieve it. Given how long it's been frozen, I don't know why they didn't send anybody, to be honest.
Couldn't tell you.
What is it? What's in the box?
He holds out his hand, for the box.
I cannot resist. It's my dick in a box.
Answering references with references.
So
is the
you...
best.
He holds out his hand for the box.
Uh-huh.
How do we know the box is not something bad that you'll release upon us as soon as I give it to you?
I guess that's just a chance you'll have to take.
Oh, come on. He seems like a trustworthy sort, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he seems like the the man just came out of being frozen, left in a ruins that nobody really. Yeah, exactly.
Alright. What kind of check?
You can manipulate the Force. I'm your only chance at opening that box.
I will do this before I will roll a I want to see if he's telling the truth.
Okay.
If he sounds honest about this. That's is that perception? Discipline?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's just 2. Any difficulty on this?
No.
So just discipline?
Yep.
Sorry, no. Forget that. Forget the extra 2. It's just 1. I don't know why I had that. It's just one advantage apparently.
Yeah. So you don't think he's lying?
I look to my brother for a second. If he does, and as I'm handing to him, so if you don't say anything, all right, then I hand it to him.
No, he's shaking his head no. He doesn't want to talk because the guy isn't deaf. He's only blind.
All right. Then I hand it to him because you're not saying anything. You're just shaking your head.
Okay. So once you hand it to him, inside his hands, he kind of...
Hold on. Tyrannon is going to speak up now and go, "You fucking idiot."
I thought you literally, Murdoch, you just said...
Once you hand it to him, he opens it, and a mini Star Destroyer comes out. No.
Sorry, I misread what you were trying to say, Murdoch.
Once he gets the box, you can see him take his hand, and he's manipulating the Force very plainly in front of you.
Yeah.
You can hear locks being, like gears being turned inside the box, and then he puts his hand over it and he opens it. Inside, there are 3 crystals. I found these while I was here and was planning on taking them back to the Order with me. These are Ruusan crystals. Quite rare.
I see. Well, I'm afraid that while the Order no longer exists, we do work for, well, the next closest thing these days, I suppose. They would greatly appreciate any kind of assistance that you could offer.
I'm going to see how he responds to this one. Yes, we're currently trying to find Master Skywalker.
He kind of frowns up his face and he says, Skywalker is but a Padawan.
Well,
barely fit for a training saber, I'd say.
Well, if it's the same one I'm thinking of that you're referring to, we're actually talking about his son. Actually, would I know that?
No.
Okay.
That's not at all common knowledge.
Yeah, that wouldn't be common knowledge. So never mind, I didn't say that.
Even I would know passing knowledge about that. That's only because of what my brother says, and even that is just like.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so in that case, Kovacs was just like frowned, like trying to do math in his head. He's like, that doesn't. Shakes it off. Oh. Well, I imagine quite a bit has changed since then. Like I said, you would be of great help to us in our fight against the dark side.
First Order.
As they're calling themselves these days.
They're just the First Order, man.
The dark side has gone by many different names. When my eyesight recovers fully, I would be more than glad to join you. But I must find my other brethren. You say that the Order is no longer together. There must be other Jedi, though.
There have been a few. I'm afraid I don't know their current location. If anyone does, it would be, who would know?
Me?
You, I
Leia.
guess. You, General Ortega, would likely know.
Organa.
Organa. Yeah, how do I say that?
Organa doesn't know. I probably have the most information as I've been seeking out Master Skywalker since his disappearance. It's one of the reasons that we're bounty hunters.
But the biggest reason is money.
You know that there are what are being referred to as new Jedi, which are Jedi that don't follow the old codes. They have a rough understanding of what Jedi could do, and they emulate them, but they lack a lot of the formal skills that Jedi had. That's what Maz Kadan is. She's a new Jedi. You've met them before. They really don't match the tales of what Jedi were always about.
They lack discipline.
Which is part of the reason why there are students that are specifically seeking out Skywalker, because technically he's the end of the legacy if he doesn't train anybody else.
Okay.
I myself hope to someday be called a Jedi.
He listens to your voice and he says, "You sound too old. What's your age, boy?"
He says 25.
You're too old. It would be dangerous to train someone of your age.
It'd be more dangerous left being untrained.
I'm afraid, good sir, that options at this day and age are limited. There aren't any masters anymore. At least none that have their locations known. That's why we're on such the search to find Skywalker. As such, the Force users that are about have had to make do.
He kind of goes silent for a second, and he makes kind of an odd face, and he'll close the box. Someone's approaching.
Dear. Alright, where's the scout? Nim, go see who it is, stealthily.
Okay.
You're small and have giant ears, you'll be fine.
I'm also going to stealth at this point.
Okay.
I'm
Why haven't you
also going to stealth.
Perfect.
Okay.
Wow, everyone wants to join me.
So you
All
guys
right,
kind of
I'm not. I'm staying and I'm watching over this guy, but I'm
Okay.
stealth because I
So
don't
you
want my presence to be known.
Yeah, so you guys kind of creep around the temple, the ones that are leaving around. For Dayton, Dayton kind of takes like a hiding place within the room.
Yep.
So
And I have my gun out, and I have a hiding place, watching him and trying to watch him in the door, the entranceway to this room.
Perfect. So Nim and Tiernan, you are going to make it out to one of the balconies, and you can see across what was once known as the Valley of the Jedi, which you don't know the name of. It's just a valley in front of you. It's been lost to time, and you can hear a scream of an engine over the horizon.
Perception. Is it a distinctive sound of a particular type of vehicle?
Yeah. It's the familiar scream of an ion engine. In fact, one might say twin ion engines.
It's a tie.
Hmm.
How many?
You haven't seen them yet, but you can hear them.
TIE fighters.
Damn it!
Knew I should have brought the Night Fisher.
To be fair, you did state let's not get into a fight with TIE fighters.
You were briefed by Leia that this asset was of the utmost importance and to expect some sort of opposition. But TIE fighters?
That's not the kind of opposition we expected.
Our best bet is probably stay hidden within the temple.
Yeah, at the very least, there's no way we're going to outrun them in that junker.
How bad is the snoring?
Rated like a 5 on a 1 to 10 scale.
How far away are we from the spaceport again? Not the spaceport, but the research center.
Just a few hours.
With
By
the skiff,
speeder, it's a few hours.
With the skiff, a few hours. By foot, it's about 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I was up there.
Yeah. Well, In the meantime, let's go deeper in the temple, see if we can find this guy's lightsaber. If we're any kind of lucky, maybe the tie will move on. And if
Deeper
not,
is probably a bad idea.
If we're really lucky, Jedi put defensive weapons in their temples. Anti-air, maybe.
I wouldn't count on the Jedi having anti-air defenses.
You mentioned that the older man he'll say Sona will say this may have been attached to the Jedi in the past, but the last resident here was Telfa. There is a chance
Pods
that he
like
left
guns.
there is a chance he left some battlements still.
I'll be right back.
This was his throne room. Telfa used to ride on a gravity lift chair that had a lot of controls on it, but there was a control station towards the top of the temple. If it still works, we may be able to get some of the guns operational.
All right.
That sounds worth looking into.
Hey, Dayton, you're pretty good in a gunnery seat, right?
I still agree with my brother. I don't like digging ourselves in more.
Well, if one of us shoots at the TIE fighters, we can create enough cover for the rest to get away.
Or we could not shoot at them and hope that they don't see us in the first place.
If things go badly, I mean.
Hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Dayton, you're a seeker, right?
Yeah.
One of the ideas that comes to mind for you is that the TIE fighters are definitely coming this direction. If you were to get out of the temple quick enough, you might be able to just avoid them entirely, because they're going to try and get in that temple, probably. Because you've been told they're pretty much looking for the same asset that you are.
Yeah.
Which you were told you would know when you find it. So if you want to take this as this Sona character as the asset you're looking for, or even his box, totally up to you.
I'd have to, yeah. So, honestly, look, I know the stories about Jedis and all the such and lightsabers and things, but look, we were
It's
told
real, all of it.
Yes, I know. I can kind of sense things too, brother. I was trying not to go that reference, so shut up. But I don't know about you. I don't know about you, Kovacs. I don't know about you, little bat guy. But honestly, if that box and him are not what we're here to look for, then there's no way anybody would have known about anything else here. I say we take what we have and go. If we get out soon enough, they're more than likely those TIE fighters are headed this way. They're going to enter. But if we're not here, they're not going to really think about us. They're going to be trying to look for whatever they're here for. We can get a clean getaway.
I'll turn to look at Sona. Can you think of anything at all that might be in this temple that may be worth more than yourself?
Other than yeah, I can't say that because I
And
don't
the
know.
crystals.
I don't see the same importance of lightsabers. So
They can't hide legions of stormtroopers in a TIE fighter. I'm telling you, we set traps here. We wait. We spring the traps, kill them. Now we've requisitioned new TIE fighters for the Resistance, and we can secure the rest of the temple.
TIE fighters don't have hyperdrives, though.
And
They need a carrier if we want to bring them back for the Resistance.
that's the old TIE fighters, dick nuts.
Oh. Do the new ones have hyperdrives outside of character?
How I don't know because my character wouldn't know.
I was going off of what I already know and what my character would probably know, but do the new TIE fighters have hyperdrives?
No, they don't.
Let's see.
They can be fitted with engines that would allow them to reach hyperdrive. But due to their structure and size, it's usually like you remember in Episode 2 Clone Wars where the Jedi scout ship attaches to that ring booster that allows them to go into hyperdrive. Same basic principle. It's like an attachment that they have to go into.
Yep. They need a carrier.
Could I make a warfare roll to see if I could know whether or not this guy would be alone? Or, like, would he have backup expecting him?
Ooh.
The TIE fighters?
Yes.
It does mean they have a carrier.
Yep, it does mean that they have a carrier. That's all I was
It could
gonna tell you.
be
It's
from
gonna
small
be-
scale, it could be a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, it's anywhere from like a frigate to Star Destroyer.
Either way, it's all bad news. We can try to fight them out as much as we want.
Are you gonna stay where you can watch them as they crest over the mountain?
Yeah,
talk
if
to
I
them
can,
about
I'm gonna find the guns because I'm guessing that has a good vantage point.
Well, I mean, did you stick around to watch the fighters come over so you could actually see how many fighters were coming?
Yeah.
Okay. You would have seen 6 fighters, which means that most likely they're either part of a larger detachment or it's all of the fighters on a frigate or somewhere in between.
I'll relay that information.
Knowing that TIE fighters have a pilot seat and a gunner seat, that means that you'd be expecting since there's 6 of them, maybe a dozen men coming out.
Only the Special Forces ones have a pilot and a gunner seat.
Yes, they are Special Forces ones. You can tell they're different.
Okay.
I still don't like these odds.
I share all that. Yeah.
Neither do I.
Those could be fully kitted troopers.
Again, we can get out now, cut our losses with what we have, and hopefully we have everything we need.
Is the terrain good enough that we can?
Black. Most of them are black with the red red dual stripes down the tie sides. There is one of them, however, that has a red honeycomb look that seems to be in the front.
Does the terrain give enough cover that I think I could get past them without them seeing us? Or is it just a different direction that they're coming from?
You said get past them to do what?
As in, what
Are
my
they coming from a
suggestion of trying to
different
escape.
direction than we came in? Or what's the terrain like where I can avoid detection from them if I were to pilot the skiff out of here?
If you were to pilot the skiff out of here and try and avoid detection, you'd have to take it real low instead of going high. It'd be difficult because of the tree lines, but you could do it.
Plus, they would be distracted trying to get in here. Well, as long as there's no evidence of us being here, they're not going to try to think to look for anybody.
Maybe I can fix the anti-aircraft fire automatically. Maybe there's some sort of
What if there's no
automatic setting for it to cause a distraction.
And what if there's no AA? We still have to look for that. That's valuable time.
Indeed. So I'm going to ask Sandra again, is there anything in this place that is worth more than yourself?
I don't know what was kept here.
That's a no to me.
Given the the airspeed of a European TIE fighter, how long it's going to take for these to get here? And I'm assuming they're fully laden.
They are.
Alright.
Minutes, really.
All right. Yeah, we're leaving.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, I think that's the wrong idea.
Well, I don't see
You're the
enough.
commander.
I don't see enough of a profit if we stay here. It's not worth the risk.
We don't need to be. We don't need to be get in trouble with the First Order, man.
Well, if I had a gun on that skiff, I'd gladly try to dig some out.
Yeah, not a TIE fighter.
Well,
If we had a
let's get to
couple,
the Night Fisher.
if we had a couple of our own fighters, sure.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Okay. So you guys head out. Let me pull something up real quick here because I tried the page number and it didn't show
Again,
up right.
yeah, we head out. Does Tiernan join us?
Yeah.
All right. Just gotta make sure if you're trying to stay back in stealth.
Okay. So the TIE fighters are going to settle in as you guys are leaving the temple, and you're going to see, because you're basically stealthing away, and they haven't thought to look for you yet. They're pretty much marching into the temple and just doing their business and ignoring their surroundings.
Yeah, exactly what I figured would happen.
You see, let's see, so 10 stormtroopers that are special forces stormtroopers, so they have the advanced First Order armor on that has the little capes on them and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you'll see one that comes out in silver armor, which would be a commander. His name is Phasma. And then you see another man that comes out in dark robes that has a helmet with like this grill shape on it, and he's carrying a rather large, heavy blaster on his back.
This is one of the Knights of Ren, right? Outside of character?
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't stick around.
My instincts are right, man.
The stormtroopers kind of line up and make a procession for him to walk up to this temple, and he'll get to the steps.
I'm going to jump off the skiff.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to catch my brother.
Yeah, he's gone. He caught all of you by surprise.
Like he jumps off and I just like dive, with my hand
you
out,
stick your
reaching
hand
out,
out and you-
it's missing. I'm like,
missing.
brother!
Okay.
Oh,
Tiernan, you hit the ground. It's not a very far drop from you. And you kind of do like a quick roll. What do you
I
intend
would like
to
to
do?
stealth.
Okay.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
You get a stealth up to the group.
No, I want to watch what they're doing. Watch their essentially, the person who kind of taught me, but not like as a master, told me what Sentinels of old did, where they were stuff. So I kind of feel like this is my job if I'm hired by the Resistance.
Okay.
Commander,
Yeah, I noticed. Tyrion, what
do
the
you
hell
want
are
to stay
doing?
with them? I can bring back the ship.
I'm going to calm you and ask you, Tyrion, what the hell are you doing?
You should observe radio silence. I will contact you when I'm ready for a pickup.
He's gonna get himself killed.
We're not going to stop flying. We're still heading back. So
Exactly. We're not.
Do you want to stay with him, and I'll bring back the ship so he doesn't die, or are we all going back?
no, he's on his own.
No. Rogue.
Okay. If they're still there, they're going to see the Night Fisher, most likely. I'm guessing, Chris. I'm guessing the cover isn't enough to cover a YT.
Oh, not at all. Like you'll
Yeah.
come screaming through the trees if you try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that will be a oh, what's the word for it? That will be a hot exfil.
Yeah. So we're gonna kind of cut away from that. We're gonna do a quick Tiernan investigation scene. So you are kind of poking around, and the stormtroopers eventually will fan out and start a perimeter. Tiernan, the troopers, while special forces, you have the ability to sneak past them and to get inside if you want. The only one that went inside is the Knight of Ren.
I'm gonna follow.
Okay. So you kind of duck into the building and sneak over a wall before the troopers kind of turn the corner, and you do like the movie scene where you kind of like peek over and see them walk past where you just were, and head in. You travel through the dark hallways and find yourself kind of close to that chamber you were in before, and you can hear ruffling through the data cabinet and like cursing.
Okay.
As you get closer to the doorway, you can get yourself braced up. I do need a stealth for you to hide yourself while you are peering in.
I rolled it already.
Okay, that's what's over there. Perfect. Sorry, I need 2 pages, so give me 1 second here. Okay. Oh, not boost dice. Shouldn't have any of those. Okay. So you have 2 advantages. You can feel that person kind of sensing out in the force around them, and you know that they've caught you. But with your advantages, you still are physically hidden from them, but they can sense that you're there.
Can I use one of those advantages to strike out at them?
To drop out and surprise them. You don't need to use your advantages. You can just do it.
Well, I want a kind of a surprise round where I can strike at them and then get the witty banter going.
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay. So yeah, my training saber will ignite, even though it's just going to be terrible. Yeah. And then, do you want me to attack?
Absolutely. What we're going to do is first go into initiative, which you are surprising them. So you get cool. Actually, I'm just going to let you go first, and that's how we're going to use your advantages. And then we'll use cool for initiative after that.
Okay. That's my attack.
Okay. So 3 successes. And that. Perfect. All right, perfect. So go ahead and what's your base saber damage?
Damage is 6.
6 plus 2.
And it's
so
stun damage.
8 stun damage. And your advantage you can actually use for, let me pull it up here. You can recover a strain, inflict a critical injury. Yeah, those are basically your... I'm sorry, not recover a strain. You actually need to do...
I'm going to inflict a critical injury. I want to take their hand off.
With a training saber?
No. It
Shut up, Tom.
We have plenty of time for someone to lose a limb, Murdoch.
Hey. Stop running over me, because you guys are short on time anyways. I'm sorry. I misread the chart. You can't do a critical injury.
Okay. Whatever I can do, I do it.
It looks like you can save it, and then you can use your weapon's special ability for later.
Okay.
Okay. So you lash out and cut into him, and he takes a couple steps back, and the blaster rifle that he has on his back, he pulls it underneath him, and it's this heavy, like blaster cannon is technically more accurate of what this thing is. You're going to notice that it is made with a very special metal that you are familiar with because you learned from a guy who would know this sort of thing. It has cortosis plating. That's right. Keep that eyebrow face going.
This is in game.
I got a cortosis covered minigun.
I don't know how to deal with this
Motherfucker.
one. This is literally what Tiernan's gonna say. He's gonna say, I didn't think this one through, did I?
I need that weapon.
He says through his mask, "No, you didn't, Jedi."
I'm not a Jedi!
It doesn't matter. And he starts lighting off shots.
Shit!
Well, I lost my brother.
Okay, so let me see
I should
here.
have chased you down. Remember, Mom always said, "Look out after you," right? Then I remembered that's only because she didn't want to look after you herself.
I'm going to sink a dark side point to upgrade one of my die.
That sounds terrible.
The guy has a cortosis-plated minigun.
Uh-huh.
It all sounds terrible.
Sounds like a pretty cool enemy, though.
At the same time, I want that weapon badly.
So, yeah, he's going to blare into you with just a hail of just heavy gunfire. This thing, let me see here, blah, blah, blah. Looking at the wrong thing.
Run away!
You don't run away from something that shoots everything.
There we go. For statistical reasons, it is something akin to almost a heavy repeating blaster, which would actually be a gunnery skill, not actually a shooting skill, or a range skill. It's a little better than a light repeating blaster, I should say. Okay, so he fires off, and it's going to do 13 points of damage.
I'm dead.
Minus your soak.
Oh, I have soak. Okay, I'm not dead. I'm just really injured.
Yep. And he's got a triumph in there.
Chart go.
Yeah, he's actually not gonna actually use his nonsense, but he is going to do critical injury. I need a percentile roll from you. Sorry, he's lowering his damage so that he can do a critical roll on you. So technically, he's doing not 13, but 12 and a critical. 31. Okay. You are going to be staggered until your next turn, which means you can only do a maneuver or an attack. Those are your options, not both.
This turn coming?
Yeah, the next turn coming.
So we have light side points. Does anybody mind if I start using those to live?
Yeah, you got 4 of them suckers.
Yeah, I guess you should.
Also, Deus Ex Machina your way out of the combat if you want.
That's probably a good choice.
Should not have joined into combat in the first place, so yes.
There's a convenient air duct.
But this is the ancient Jedi temple. It's made out of stone. Exactly.
What? Can I use the light side points to increase my damage?
Oh my God! He notices the random, the lost lightsaber.
Or increase my dice pool?
To increase your dice pool,
It's
you can
just
use it to
upgrading.
upgrade your dice pool, not increase it. So
What would
basically,
upgrading it to?
instead of you turn a green die into a yellow die.
Okay. I would like to do that.
Okay.
Well, let's not try to live. Let's just keep on trying to fight to the death.
Hey, I got fate points or destiny points. Something.
They will not save you from death unless you Deus Ex Machina your way out.
How do you machina your way
You,
out?
you spend one of those
one white side.
and you leave.
And
Do I have to do that on my turn or their turn?
It's got to be your turn.
In other words, if you don't leave now, he's probably going to kill
However, if I kill you, you can then Deus Ex Machina your way out of death, and he'll leave your body there or imprison you or something like that.
I have a question. How bad off does he look?
Not.
you. I attacked him with my training saber. How bad does he look?
Has he taken damage?
Oh, he has. He's just got a lot of soap going on. Now that you're up close to him, he's pretty heavily armored.
Why would you do
Can I
this?
DSS Machina the dude's lightsaber we never found into this?
Uh,
I have an
No.
advantage. Or I had an
no, we can't because it doesn't exist.
Damn it.
Of course it doesn't exist.
besides, it's been gone for like 70 years. You probably would have changed
Well,
it.
it does exist. It's just not on this planet. And I'm not letting you rip it across the galaxy to your hand.
But dude's lightsaber.
What's in the room? Oh, I don't have move that I can start like chucking shit at it.
I do.
Get the hell out.
Try to set off the trap.
Dude almost
What
kills you in
trap?
one hit.
Oh, there's the trap.
The carbonite trap.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to set off the trap.
Okay.
The thing is, I'm
Hit
only.
him with the trap.
The trap was actually set off when you lifted the thing. It actually broke open the carbonite. However, if you can get him placed on that plate and you were to put something back in, it basically engage that button. It'll carbonite whatever's on that stand.
So how do I put something in?
You could just put your hand down or grab a rock or something like that, and so long as it's heavy, because as soon as the pressure plate feels it lift, it's going to thaw out whatever was there.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna try to spend a light side point to do all of that to carbonite it.
Okay. Yeah, so you two kind of circle around each other, and you finally get him like in the right spot, and you look around for anything that you can use, and you find just like a softball-sized rock, and you just place it on the platform, and the carbonite starts creeping up him, because it's actually a carbonite jet that's spraying up from the floor that's freezing him, and he'll start to wind up the gun again because it takes a little while for the gun to actually cool down before he can shoot again. And as it's charging up, the carbonite finally crystallizes over him, and he's stuck where he is.
Now,
I'm gonna move because that blaster might blast through the fucking carbonite.
It is possible. Okay. Are you going to just leave?
I'm gonna send a communication to my team.
you dead yet?
I captured. Oh god, it hurts. I've captured a Knight of Ren.
Given the amount of time it took him to climb up there, are
Oh
we
God, it
en route
hurts.
back in the ship?
What about his accompaniment?
Oh god, it hurts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna apply a stim pack to myself, Chris, while I'm talking to them.
Okay.
Look, come on. You know very well I don't like to go in hot. Now tell me, what about the others? You captured him. I don't. You know what? I'm just going to accept it because. What about the others?
They're probably outside trying to figure out what happened to their commander.
You can hear the boiling sound as carbonite's starting to melt away.
Can you
That
get
gun's
to a
on.
high place?
Can I kill the commander? And while he's in carbonite, can I like stab?
Not
No.
with your training saber.
Yeah.
The shot is about to fire through that carbonite freezing.
I'm out. Fuck this.
Okay.
You ain't falling for that shit twice.
All right.
Are
So-
we en route back in the Night Fisher?
I will hide. You wait for my next communication. If you don't get it within a day, assume I'm dead.
Okay.
So we are at time. What's going to end up happening is you guys are going to come in hot, screaming, awesome style, and just crashing through trees because Nim was like, nope, we got to rescue our dear friend.
Yeah.
Do we really have to? God damn it, Nim!
Nim just like smashes through trees and like off the back the cargo hatch is Dayton throwing a rope ladder over the side, and Tiernan grabs the ladder.
No, I'm about to say no. I threw it out of the side and I'm hanging off the side with my gun.
Can I paint the picture here a little bit? I put Dayton on the guns to start off, and do you know how to astrogate Kovacs?
I'm disappointed in all of you!
You're on the computer, just ready to blast us the hell out of there when we pick them up, and I'm gonna take some TIE fighters out maybe when on my way down. Is that a thing?
Yeah, you'll be able to because you got somebody on guns.
Me and Dayton get on the guns, blast them up.
Do I hear this when he's starting to unfreeze? Just out of curiosity.
The gunfire and stuff like that. Yeah. You're able to make it out because they're just making a mess for you to be able to.
Do I as I'm going? Have I heard the fire down below? Because if not, I'm gonna refreeze him in carbonite and drag his ass up.
Yeah, he's busting out.
Okay.
The gun was actually pointed at the trap mechanism, so once that blast goes off, it's just going to completely destroy the trap.
Okay. As I have the rope ladder, I'm just going to be like, I told you guys to wait. Also, do we have laundry on the ship?
No man left behind.
I'll move my hand and there's this, that movie blood underneath it.
Your ship kind of swings around and it's just hail of gunfire into the lined up TIE fighters, and you blow up 4 of them on your go. So there's only 2 of them that can really try to catch up to you. And cinematically, I'm giving you guys the go on this one because we're so close to the end here.
Alright.
They're going to kind of chase after you, and they're going to have superiority, but Nim shows that he's actually a worthwhile pilot and not just a squeaky little bat guy.
He's a squeaky
push
little
that
bat,
throttle.
and also pilot a ship.
And he's gonna be able to shake them finally and get clear enough for you guys to enter hyperspace. And that's where episode 1 will end. You've recovered the asset, which is Sona, Jedi Master of the Old Republic, or the Old Jedi Order, I should say.
See, we had everything. You just had to do it.
And we got valuable intelligence.
And you've gained 3 Ruusan crystals. Sona will take the time to teach anyone who is Force sensitive that wishes to learn once he has gained his vision back. And he will help you make sabers, or essentially teach you to make sabers, and then you'll be making them yourself. For our next game, you guys will gain 75 experience, and you will gain the intelligence of who you were fighting. The Knight of Ren you saw before was Noten Ren. He carries a augmented repeating blaster rifle that has a couple different settings on it, and it's plated in cortosis, and he apparently knows how to use it as a melee weapon too, if need comes to it.
So I just like to point this out. Reason Nim was so adamant there was, in case you guys didn't notice, when Tiernan told him to go see what was up, he used his name. So yeah, we're friends now.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
What's the matter?
You used the bat's name. Now he thinks you're best friends.
Who used the bat's name?
You did. You said Nim.
Oh,
Yes, you did actually say his name.
God damn
Nim.
it!
I have yet to call him Nim. I've only ever called that.
All right, everybody
everybody,
that was tuning in, this
Oh my God.
episode 1, we went a little bit lighter on everything. There wasn't really heavy combat. This was kind of setting up things. If you guys are familiar with the regular Star Wars trilogy, setup. Usually the first movie is quite light on combat, and it's more to set up things and kind of reveal things about the future. So we totally saw that, but no masters died in the first episode, so that was kind of cool. We broke the Star Wars curse. In fact, they saved a master technically.
We're going reverse Star Wars.
Yep.
Then again, we weren't, like I said, we weren't like altruistic heroes either.
That is correct. With that, guys, thanks for tuning in, and join us next time for episode 2, which will have some sort of Revenge Strikes Back or something like that theme. It'll be in 2 weeks, but if you didn't catch the announcement earlier this week, we are going to an every other week of GM session type thing. We normally run Dragon Ball Victory. I've decided that what we're going to do is alternate my games and Murdoch's games on Sundays from 9 to midnight Eastern, like we normally do. But Murdoch's games will be on the off weeks, and then my games will be the following weeks. And we're going to start with Star Wars, and then once Star Wars is all finished up, we'll go back to L5R. So that means next week, join us for Dragon Ball Victory, episode 5. And if you haven't caught up on that one, just make sure you do. I'm not saying anything, but really the series starts at episode 4, which is when I showed up today.
All right, I got something for that ass.
I might bring back Neon. We'll see.
Absolutely.
God,
We'd be
more
glad to have you
fans.
come back. Does anybody have anything they'd like to shout out or throw to the group other than watch next week on Dragon Ball Victory when Tyrannus dies horribly?
Yes, Guns of Icarus Online, play it.
Ah, damn you, Jeremy!
I had to steal your thunder.
No, seriously, I actually have something to peddle. Guys, I come to you guys as an RP community and a gaming community in general. I've noticed that there's a lot of toxicity been going on some of the Facebook groups. Just as a reminder, we're all friends, we're all gamers. We may not get along with each other on a personal level, but always show respect, guys. Come on, you're adults.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as... No, absolutely, I agree 100%. As far as stuff on the channel, you guys make sure you tune in next week. I should do another solo video where I kind of talk about game theory and things like that. My schedule's been kind of weird for the last week, so I really hadn't done them. But it looks like I'll have some time this week to do another one, so keep your eyes out. If you decide that you want to do your own crawl, again, it's in the notes. Make sure you check it out. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you at the gaming table.